We're just gonna
Recording in progress.
progress. So,
Hell
guys,
yeah.
welcome to my channel.
To the pod. Hey, welcome
Welcome to
back.
the pod. My
Welcome
name's
to the
Avery Tucker, and this is my special guest, Austin Coltrain.
yeah. I mean, just another day, I guess, you know?
Just another day, dude.
Yeah, just another day of dilly-dallying in
Just
this economy.
getting through it in this economy, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
has been
First podcast episode. Super fun, super silly.
super fun, super silly.
Yeah.
Who knows what it's gonna be about? Who knows what the plot is?
Yeah.
You don't. We're
We've
just
got
here
a protagonist, and that's all we know.
in an antagonist, fucking
And
part
today's antagonist
whatever.
is me. I'm the
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Forward to that. Hell yeah.
Like,
It's also funny because we send each other podcasts. Well, we had like a phase for like 2 months of sending each
yeah.
other voice memos of like 30 minutes long, where like my phone would be frozen when I would try to send you because it would be so long. We just go back and forth sending each other, and I'd be like in the middle of driving in Boston, which is like
Huh?
insane. It's literally a simulation because the traffic here is just like the worst.
Yeah.
I lose my train of thought every single like 5 to 10
Because you're
minutes.
screaming at the traffic
Yeah.
like, oh my fucking God.
Like, what was I saying? And then like a minute of like silence, and then we continue the
And
conversation.
you'd be like, sorry, I just like missed my turn. I'm gonna be late to work. Like,
Dude, yeah, that one morning, I like had a mental breakdown too after I said
dude.
that. Memo, yeah.
And it was so fun because I just know I'd like have one. Like it's always like in the back of my head, like, oh, I have one that I haven't listened to. And then like at night I'd like sit down with my popcorn and be like, okay, 30 minutes of
Let's get some
Austin.
tea. Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to the and
No,
then I
it's
have to
so
make
fun.
one.
And that's why I literally said I would, if you started a podcast, like I would listen to it just because your voice memos would always, I'd listen to it. I worked at 3:30 a.m., so I'd leave the house at 2 a.m. and I would listen
Uh-huh.
to your 30-minute episode on the commute, and I would just be
Episode.
thinking to myself. I was like, if you ever started a podcast, that's gonna literally heal my entire soul. So,
Yeah. Well, those will have to
all right.
be forever unreleased episodes because I can't even, if I even went back to listen to some of those, I can't even imagine because
Yeah.
they're gotta be
I
tough.
can't even listen to myself like when I send it. Like I don't ever save them because I
Yeah.
say like every other 3 words, and then I'll
Yeah.
pause and be like and I'll lose my train of thought, and then I'll take like a minute, and I was like, I can't. Even like this podcast, I don't even know if I can listen to
Oh,
myself
same.
because
It's when I recorded that one that I was like, when I was alone, I literally said, like, literally, you know what I mean? Like, a
yeah,
hundred fucking times. I was
yeah,
like, no, this is bad because my brain
yeah,
doesn't make one coherent thought ever. It just
yeah.
strung along with likes and ums in between everything.
But that's why podcasts are fun though, because just there's like a stream of consciousness. You're just
Yeah.
venting to
Yeah.
whoever, and
It's
if it's
like
yourself, it's
this
yourself.
only left me like more confused and like really like concerned about my mental health. But if it helps you guys,
Yeah, yeah. Live,
then
laugh, love.
left love.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what it's all about. It's also crazy because I feel like everyone has a podcast these days. Like all
They do.
celebrities and all like
Yeah.
not even like somewhat internet famous people like YouTubers, like they all have podcasts now and just
Well, and then like people were like attacking Emma Chamberlain for hers recently, and I
yeah.
was like,
I used to listen to Anything Goes, but it kind of just and I think you get to a point, I don't know if it's with all creators, but just podcasts specifically, it's like you can only talk about so much, I
yeah.
feel. So if you have 100 episodes in, you're like, okay, it's kind of
Especially like just like relatable content, like there's
yeah,
not any like specific niche with some of them. Like I feel like because like I get some of the people's like issues with it were valid, like, oh, she's not really like educated in anything or whatever, like she doesn't really have like strong arguments or valid points about certain things. And she's like gotten to the point where she's made so much money off of like being relatable content that like she's not relatable anymore. And I think that's what happens with a lot of like influencers and stuff is that it's just like they get to the point where they're not fucking relatable anymore.
yeah.
Like your
You're a
problems aren't
multimillionaire.
relatable when you're a
Listen,
millionaire.
yeah, if you have that much money in this economy and there's like people that are actually struggling, it's like you don't have problems that are the same to
Yeah,
someone.
like it's not
Like earlier
easy.
on, yeah, she's relatable, but like now, it's also annoying though that like she was trying to get like people were trying to cancel her, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't know if they were like trying to get like really cancel her. I think they were just saying like that it wasn't,
I
she
hate
wasn't
that.
really providing any like sort of deep insights about anything, which it's like, I mean,
Yeah,
that and people are still gonna like her no matter what. Like, so it doesn't
yeah.
matter. I don't
Well,
know.
she like only does the pod now too. Like she quit. Even not us talking about internet's people already.
Yeah, I know. Well, and
But
I
even
don't have
David,
any room to talk because I literally have barely ever watched Emma Chamberlain's anything. I'm just like not in the YouTuber scene really, other than
oh, you don't watch any.
Greenton.
Yeah. Other
Literally,
than
other than you, and like the
yeah.
occasional I'll watch like a horoscope thing. That's it.
See, YouTube is like my only. I don't really watch. I do watch like a series here and there, but I don't watch like Netflix or like Hulu shows. I'll just like go on YouTube because like there's so anyone can make a video on YouTube and there's a lot of like underrated content I feel, and I don't have TikTok, so like YouTube's my like main source of
I wish I
entertainment.
didn't have TikTok, dude. I need to, well, I don't know, because sometimes I find stuff that I'm like, whoa, this shit's kind of sick. Like, I love
There's
that.
like so many pros to it as well. You just
Yeah,
have to have a healthy relationship with it to
yeah,
like not get
which is
sucked
tough.
into it and die, you know?
Yeah.
Because that shit.
Y-
Oof. We
The,
literally were just testing that the other day. Like the phone usage, I'll like go through phases where I have really good screen time. Like this week, I've been like 2 hours a day,
Mhm.
which is good for me.
No,
Like,
that's good.
yeah.
That's fucking
But
unreal.
like sometimes I just like I'll zone out and I don't even realize how much I'm using my phone. It's like 10 hours, and I'm like, what did I even do today?
Yeah.
Like, what did I actually physically do on
No,
my
when
phone?
I see that my screen time's like 10, 11, 12 hours, I'm literally like, how did I, what actually physically did
Yeah.
I do without my
You
phone
like
in front of
are
my face?
a
How
zombie.
was there 12 hours of screen time?
Yeah.
Because I know I slept at least 8 or whatever. Like, hmm,
That's what I'm
that's,
saying. I'm also really, really bad with like eating. Like, you know the meme where it's like someone's like in a
oh,
hospital,
like he
like what did they
died
do?
because
Like
he ate without YouTube.
eat without YouTube or something like that? Yeah. That's so real though, because I'm so in any like activity I'm doing, I always have like side entertainment, even if I'm not
Entertainment.
watching.
Yeah.
If I watch like the entire Game of Thrones series, and like some episodes I'd literally just be on my phone while in the background, like not even watching. I'm like, this is what is life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I
no,
just
it's like I know I get mine from just like anytime I'm doing anything, I'll just have it set up with like music on or like, yeah, I'm watching like a long, like when I do my makeup, I'll set my phone like up against my mirror and just kind of scroll TikTok while I'm doing shit. Like,
oh, really? See,
yeah,
it's hard with TikTok though, because you have to like interact with it.
I
With
know.
YouTube, you can just set it there and it's like 10, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
pain
I was
free.
thinking about getting one of those little, there's like a little ring that you use it to either swipe TikTok or like flip pages on your Kindle without having to touch it. And I was like, well, no, actually, if I get that, I
Yeah,
don't
how does
know.
it work?
I
Also,
don't know.
my
You
hair
just,
looks
it's like a
I
little
just
ring and you, hun, have
the
you ever thought about getting a mullet? I'm kind of like not even kidding,
oh no, hun.
but not like a full long one. I'll show you because I watched the show. I don't know if you've seen it, Murder at the End of the World
Mm-mm.
on Hulu. The guy on there has a mullet that I was like, didn't think I would like at first. And then I was like, wait, it was kind of hot. And I
Mullets are
think
coming back, but I
they,
couldn't rock a mullet.
well, you think that, but I think you could.
I just don't have like the hair for it, and just like
But
this is
not,
this has been my style the last 2 years. I just gave
okay,
up on trying to be attractive at all, and
honey,
it's
hush.
literally trash. But yeah, I need to get a haircut, and well, I had that phase. You've seen my haircuts I've gotten the last like couple years where it's
Well,
just
it's not a phase. It's you get like the worst haircut from every country you go to.
that's very true. Yeah.
Hold on.
And I'm just too lazy now to like it's also freaking this economy, dude, is insane because it's like 50 to $60 now without tip in the States to get a
I'm
haircut.
talking not like a mullet, like, or not like a long mullet, but like this.
Oh, I would look horrible on that. Are you
You
kidding
think
me?
so? But I think it would look cute and like edgy, you know? Or
Yeah.
like, I don't
I
know.
don't think I can't pull off like the punk grungy like
You could.
vibe. Yeah.
Because you're minimalist anyways. It's not like you wear anything like that doesn't match that style because you wear just like
Yeah.
simple
Plain,
stuff.
plain white tee.
Plain white tee jeans, you know.
Looking at all my plain white tees are like from 3 years ago. and they got
Hmm.
like stains on them. Like one literally has a blood stain, and I'm like too lazy to go get, so I just
Time to
wear.
refurbish
Yeah,
your
yeah,
whatever.
but yeah. Like I said, this economy, man, it's even plain white tees these days.
They be going
Racking
through the
up.
roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof, dude.
How does one survive in this economy?
When I see something that like I'm like, 20, $30 probably, right? And it's 70. I'm like the
Yeah.
blinking noises, like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, no,
What?
literally. Anything above $50 today, I'm just like, let me check the bank account real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's
Well, and it's
charge.
like because my brain has like adjusted to inflation. So I'm like, oh, like, oh, $50 for like a throw blanket, like not that bad, or $100 for this, like, no, no big deal. But then like I'm like, no, when I did that and then also bought groceries and then also got this, like, no, that was $300 in two
Yeah.
days that I spent. That's not
Casual
good.
200, yeah.
My
Or
bank
even the
account
rug.
can't take
You
that.
were like, you were rug shopping recently and you sent it to the group and how much was the rug on sale?
The rug on sale, I bought it for like 189, and but like it was on sale for like 70% off. It was like originally like $500.
See, that's insane.
And what's crazy is that was still like one of the cheapest drugs on the site because like a
Yeah.
lot of them are like $1,600, which is great.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I went rug shopping and my card got declined in public, I think that would be my limit. That'd probably push me over the edge and I would just call it quits.
Wait, what, bro? You can't afford a rug?
Take a
But yeah,
sharp right on
shit's like
I-10.
costs an arm and a leg, your firstborn
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
It's
That's what I always think too. We're like going from topic to topic. This is literally our voice memos too, just going from
yeah.
thing to thing. But how like our parents' generation, they were married by like 20, had kids by like 20, 21, 22, whatever.
Hmm.
Imagine, well, also the economy is different, obviously, back then, but imagine trying to feed yourself and like manage yourself with money, and then also an infant that like can't work or like can't feed itself
Yeah,
and keeping
no,
that thing alive
it
right
would
now, even at 26, right now, like I could not, there's no way I could keep an
no.
infant.
And my mom literally told me, she's like, what you're making now is what I was making when your dad and I got divorced and I bought my own house. She had her own house, two kids, two dogs. I was like,
See, that's insane.
Mom, like, no, that's actually like you're braver than the US soldiers because
Yeah.
I can't even like I cannot even and again, like obviously like her house, was like less than $100,000 and her
Yeah.
payment was probably $800 on it or something every month. And like, I mean, I'm sure we were cost a lot of money, like whatever, obviously, but
Yeah.
still, like the economy was everything costs less, but still, I'm like, holy shit. I can,
Yeah.
me and this cat, we're like gonna start eating just canned chicken together at night
Yeah.
because there's not really much left
That's funny.
to
There's
do.
not really much left. The cupboards are getting empty, Leche. Sorry.
Every time I look at my fridge, I'm like,
Yeah. And
like
that's the thing.
my,
Grocery shopping now is just like, I get in these habits of like, I don't grocery shop for a week and I'll just order out. And then I'm like, I just spent $200 on junk food for the
yeah.
last week. And yeah.
But it's like, it's
I
to
don't
the
know what
point
I'm
where it's
gonna buy.
almost the same price. Like if I went and bought $300 worth of groceries that will barely last me a week,
Mm-hmm.
like I won't get a whole week of meals out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like two or three like meals in my head where I'm like, okay, this will make like tacos, this will make, I can make like a steak and whatever, and this will be eggs and shit for breakfast, or like it's not gonna make like every meal for the entire week. Like there's a lunch or a dinner or something that's like not gonna be covered. And
Yeah.
that's 250. And I'm like, I probably if I ordered cheaply and with coupons, I could order all of my meals and be at about the same
Yeah.
for the week.
No, literally. Yeah.
But also, I
It,
don't eat more than one-ish meal a week or one, not a week, a day. Because, like, what the fuck? People that are
yeah.
like eating 3 meals a day are the richest people in the world. Because I don't know how you.
I don't remember the last time I actually had an actual lunch, like
No.
a donut in the morning, and then I
Hmm.
won't eat till 6 p.m.
Yeah.
type of thing. That's the diet. Yeah.
I'll have like nothing. And then at like 3 or 4 or 5, I'll be like, either I'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna go like hang out with Noah and Drake, so I'll just like make myself something or go get something and then I'm done until I have like a midnight snack at 10 p.m. or
Always a midnight snack.
always. And then like, or I'll be like, oh, I am gonna go hang out with Drake and Noah and we're all probably gonna eat. So I'll just like starve until 6 p.m. I'll just hold
Yeah.
out, be
That's the thing.
be
I
really
always have that
strong.
brain too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'll just hold out and then I can eat whatever I want when I'm there.
Yeah. You cook a lot?
No,
I
no,
say you
I
have like
cooked a
the
steak the other day for myself and then I was like,
oh yeah.
kind of felt nauseous eating it and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself because this was like $20 to buy
Yeah.
the steak.
Steak
So
is so expensive now too.
yeah,
But a steak by the self with like some wine, that's such a vibe.
it is a
That's a
vibe.
celebration type of dinner.
It was just I couldn't figure out how to cook it. I followed the TikTok thing that I saw. 3.5 minutes, that shit was still fucking mooing. It was
Stovetop or
bleeding
what?
still.
What did you do?
Stovetop, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to do like meat. I did chicken last night on
Mm,
the stovetop and I don't have like a meat thermometer, so like you just kind of got to cut it and it's
gas, yeah.
best.
Which
So
with chicken is like
it was
actually
like extra
dangerous.
chewy. I think I overdid it. If it's extra chewy, I'm pretty sure you overcook it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I made risotto. Do you know what
Ooh,
risotto or risotto? Never
risotto.
heard of that in my entire. Never had
Well,
it.
I know Gordon Ramsay pronounces it risotto, but I know that's not.
Risotto.
I think it's risotto.
I made that for the first time, like 4 people too. It wasn't just for me; it was 4 people,
Whoa.
and I burned it. So
Oh,
I had
well,
burnt.
that's classic.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to adult. Like, when do you get to
No,
the point where like, how do I become an actual adult and like know how to handle life?
I saw either like a TikTok or a video or something about that recently that was like that is part of like actually the downfall of like or like the rise of feminism. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Why did I forget that word for a second? The rise of like feminism meant there were like no longer home ec classes happening in school because that was like considered
Wait, what's home ec again?
like home education or home I don't know.
Oh, like woodworking stuff like
Well,
that?
like they would teach you how to sew. They would teach you
Oh, that, yeah.
like proper laundry care. They would teach you like basics of cooking and of like cleaning and that kind of stuff. And like because it was seen as like, oh, trying to keep women in the household, they got rid of that in school, which meant nobody had that. So like that's part of like
Bro,
we don't know what the fuck we're doing because they
yeah.
got rid of home ec classes. So
You know
like
what the
thanks
mitochondria is
feminism, I guess.
happening.
Like the one
Yeah.
bad thing you guys did was get rid of that because I
Yeah.
don't know how to do shit.
Yeah, I had to Google because I'll be honest, my mom did my laundry up until I was like 21.
Yeah.
So I didn't properly know how to do laundry until like 23, and I had to actually Google it. Like,
Hmm.
how do you wash clothes?
How do you, what
Wash it.
buttons do you press on this thing?
Yeah, no, literally. And I
Well,
was
and
like,
like, because that always surprises me too. Because like, even just like talking to Noah and Drake and stuff, like, I am always like shocked, like, because like my mom did my laundry too, my parents did, but I always like knew, like, I had to know to like I don't know. It's just maybe it is just like a girl guy thing. I have no idea. But I always just like knew. Like I don't know. Like my mom, I don't know when she taught me or showed me. It wasn't like a big
it's like simple,
thing.
but I
It
didn't.
is simple, but it was just like one of those things that I definitely got more like where I would just ask my mom, like, oh, I got a stain on this. How do I get it out? Whatever. Like it was
Yeah.
just something that was like a more like passed down thing, I think, with women. Like, cause I definitely like would know because Noah would be like, oh, I don't know how to get this stain out. And I'm like you have no idea, like at all. Like there's nothing. Like you
Uh,
like baking soda
the
or
dynamic
nothing.
of that conversation would be so funny too in
But it's
person.
like because then he'll be like, oh, you don't know this fucking football player. Da, da, da. And I'm like, how would I ever
Yeah,
know that
it's
at
such a
all?
no. Yeah.
But it's like, that was just a guy's thing, you know? Like, that's what you guys, I don't know. I don't know
Don't
idea.
know how to do whites and washing machine, but we know who basketball players are type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
real education, you know.
I know, because he'll be like, I'm just shocked that you don't know that. That just should be common knowledge. I'm like,
About a football player?
well, yeah, about shit like, and I'm literally like, honey, when would I have gotten
How
that?
dare you not know?
It will, and it's like, I get it though, because like, I was telling them, like with football, I don't know. basketball and like baseball and even like soccer. I played all of those in little league, so I know the very bones of it, you know. I mean, I don't know, like the I don't really know, but I know.
Yeah.
I know what you need to do. Football,
Yeah.
not a fucking clue. Never played that shit ever, except for Powder Puff, which is not real. And then
Good old Byron Tiger Powder Puff.
yeah. And then like my dad was one that like would check the score, but then flip to Deadliest Catch, flip to American Pickers, flip to Ice Road Truckers. Like he channel surfed
Classics.
and then just like checked the the score. So I had never fucking even watched it long enough to like, and my
Yeah.
dad didn't care enough to like make me know.
Also, like sports don't doesn't relate to everyone's life too. It's like a
I,
personal interest thing.
I know.
Like
I was like,
everyone needs to do laundry.
I
Like
know,
that's a,
I
it's
know.
a necessity.
And yeah, we need home ec class back. I need
I
it
always think that too.
now.
Like we could get real deep. We need to have another episode. We need to have some wine and just get into education because I could rant about that
We
for
need
hours,
a
just how
better, we
messed up
need
it
better
is. Yeah.
education. Bad.
It's unreal.
Because
Because a
the
lot,
shit I don't know how to do is ridiculous.
yeah. You literally just have to like that's why honestly we are in like the perfect time frame right now because we have internet to like our advantage. Like we can learn anything on YouTube or whatever we
Yeah.
platform. You can literally learn any skill or hobby or whatever. So
Yeah.
like if I need to learn how to do something like hanging a mirror on a wall, which like is one of the worst things of all time in life, I can just
Yeah.
like YouTube like how do I properly like nail
A
or drill
mirror into
a
the
hole,
wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
type stuff like that.
And
So
that is what's crazy. I mean, because that is how I've learned like so much shit that I do around that I didn't know how to do around the house is like just Google it and like
yeah,
there's always some like obscure like little old lady showing everyone how to get different stains out. Like, oh, blood stain, use hydrogen peroxide. Oh, wine
yeah,
stain, use white wine or vinegar. And I'm just like, without her, I don't know what I'd
yeah.
do.
What would we do without those hidden gem YouTubers?
Or
They've
like
got like
car
14
stuff.
subscribers.
I think we were talking about car stuff. I was literally like, no one told me. I thought I just needed to get my oil changed and my car would be fine. I didn't know it was like
Bro,
my battery died and everyone was like, you're so stupid. It's been 3 years. Of course it's gonna die because I'm freaking out. Like, what the hell? My battery's dead. I just got this car a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Everyone's like, well, it's been 3 years. Of course
You
your battery's
idiot.
dead. You
Yeah,
fucking idiot. You didn't know that? I'm like, no.
it's on you. Yeah.
I didn't know there was 3 year things I
Yeah,
needed to do and my tires at the same time.
bro.
They need to schedule those out different. If the batteries every 3 years, tires need to go five at least or
Yeah.
seven or something. Because
Let's get that on paper too, and like let's hand that out to people so we actually because bro, I literally got rid of a car for that reason of like my anxiety on top of just like how hard life is, and then you have car problems on top of that is just like
it sends you
that
over
would
the edge.
literally make me go off of a mountain because the car stress is so real today.
Yeah.
Just you're already like having a hard time with life with so much happening, and then your car just stops working on top of that, or whatever problem you have, because there's always like reoccurring car stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh, man.
Yeah. No, when I walked out to my car and it didn't fucking start, I was literally like, I just wanted to sob. I was like,
Yeah,
I had to go get the cat because I think I had to take him over to Gabe's house so that my maintenance people could come over because they didn't know I had a cat yet. And then like literally went down to my car to go get him from his house and it didn't fucking start. And I was like, well, this was already like one of the most stressful days of my life. And now we're just landing the little cherry on top, which is
right to the gut every single
so,
time.
literally a sucker punch to the fucking face every time.
Yeah, and I didn't even like believe in spiritual like full moon stuff until every single time I had a car problem. I swear to God, or I swear to
Yeah.
whatever. It was every time it was a full moon, I always had car. Like, and my car battery probably didn't work realistically like 12 times, and you were like involved in that too a couple times. I locked
Mm-hmm.
my keys in the car right before I was moving
Yeah,
on a full
that cracked
moon.
me
It was just
up.
like it was always something with my car on
Uh,
a full moon. Why is there time left?
I don't know. Well,
That your subtle cue of letting me go?
no, I don't. Wait,
You
time
just
left 10 minutes. No, it's telling me I have
I'm
to
just
like,
saying, like you do that with every person on the podcast. You just pop something up in the corner saying like time left 2
hey,
minutes. So it's like
hurry this up,
wrap it
honey.
up. Yeah,
Wrap
I
it
got
up,
it, but
honey.
no, I don't
Yeah,
know what that
so
means.
you're dragging on a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like
No,
the
it's
Oscars when they
gonna
play
make
the
me
music during the speeches.
it wants me to upgrade Zoom. That's what, yeah, literally they start playing the music like,
How long? Yeah. How
hey,
long have
shut
you
the fuck
been
up now.
going?
I don't know. I think it's because I sat here with it on and not recorded for a while, like when we were getting everything set up and figured out.
Are you using to talk about the podcast, are you using anything to edit it, or are you just gonna like raw dog upload the whole thing?
Well, so the thing is that to save a little space on my computer a while back, I deleted GarageBand.
Yep.
Well, wait, but since I'm doing the video with it too, well, no, because I had just the audio too. Well,
So
anyway,
I can help you with it too. We
okay,
can
because
do
yeah, I was gonna like edit it, but because like we could get off and get back on again and then
yeah, I was just say
keep
we can
going. But
you can
like,
do Final
what?
Cut Pro does like a free 90, you probably know, a free 90-day trial.
I think I have the Adobe version of whatever. Is that Final Cut? No.
Premiere
Is it
Pro.
Premiere. Yeah, I think I have Premiere on here. So I'll be able to edit the
That
video, but
sucks.
and I can
Yeah.
probably edit the audio on there too, right? Can I?
Well, the audio should be, I don't know how Zoom does this.
It
Like,
separates them.
oh, that's so annoying.
Well,
So
I don't
you
know if
need a
the
snack.
video I don't know if the video I think it's like the video has the audio, but then it gives you just the audio file too.
Okay.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
um
It is nice having Zoom, honestly, because like it records everything for you. And
I know it is nice.
yeah, shout out to Zoom. That's what Drake and I were saying.
It
Like
is
you
kind of
just
sick.
press the button and then it's just like kind of does it for you.
It is pretty like nice, honestly, to be able to, except for this little thing, unless I like figure
Are
out.
your other episodes gonna be like with guests, or do you want to do some solo? You're just going with the
No,
flow?
honey, I'm just going with the flow.
Like a little
Probably I'll
chit
do
chat.
some solo because like I don't know enough people to have like I'll have you on a lot as much as you want, honestly, because we
Oh
chit
yeah,
about
yeah,
anything and we'll
yeah.
get deep, you
Well,
know,
I'll be in Arizona, so we could do. Actually, it'll probably be harder to do it
like a
like
real
in
life,
person.
yeah,
Yeah,
in person
I'll
one,
just be in your bathroom, and you can be
yeah.
on the couch. But
You're on the
yeah, or even
toilet,
like and any of your friends and stuff, it'd be fun just to have on
yeah,
like different perspectives. Because Zoom, you can literally do it with anyone. Like
yeah,
that's
exactly. Well, and it's like I don't know. I've been wanting to like catch up with certain people anyway, so it'd be like a fun way to just do that. Like
yeah,
catch up with me on my podcast, you know,
odd.
just on the pod, you know, like
Want to be
my
part of the
millions of viewers and whatever.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But it is like, and Drake and I, I was on Drake's podcast last week, and we were talking about like how real it is, how like to be not even that like you start anything to grow and be successful, but just for anyone finding you at like the bottom, like of your when
yeah,
you first start out at something, it's like the fear of that is so real. And I remember
hmm,
because I've been doing like YouTube videos since freshman year of high school, and I
yeah,
didn't tell anyone because Byron is like our high school is very
your
small town.
town,
Everyone knows everything about everyone's business. And I was so scared of anyone from Byron finding my videos were super cringy. They were like Minecraft on my iPod Touch or Clash of Clans. And I did voiceovers. And my first, I'll actually have to show you when I'm
yeah.
on
I
my
need to see
phone,
that.
I'll pull it up, the audio, because it like, it makes me like nauseous, like sick to my stomach hearing it. But my name was Minecraft Baller 13.
No, it wasn't.
Toon Class Royal. I swear to God, it's
Dude, I
so.
didn't even know you were like a crafter like that, like a real
Oh,
Minecraft.
bro, I had my first 1,000 subscribers off of just Clash of Clan videos. Yeah, and that was
Oh,
junior year, and I was so scared, so freaking scared of anyone. Yeah, I had a video get like 300,000 views on just a
dude,
speed.
well, I feel like shit. I wasn't even like an OG fan then because I had no idea
Yeah, I mean they're
about
all privated. Like,
Minecraft Baller.
they're- yeah, it's bad, bro. It's really bad. But I just remember like I was so scared of anyone finding those videos because I would get like which like well deserved. I would have gotten bullied big time for it. But like,
But and that's what I think it is. It's like, and you've done like so well at just like continuing to like push through that feeling because like it's just like a continuous like fear of being like seen or like getting embarrassed. I feel like it's just like
Yeah.
feels embarrassing to try or to like put yourself out there, which is like
Well,
so
the internet is a scary place in general, but
yeah.
especially from us, and that's the thing. I don't think you're probably the same way. Is like I don't care about other people like outside of Byron, like
Oh
anyone that I
yeah.
don't know or
No.
like a friend from somewhere else. But it's just specifically like our hometown people, and that's why like I genuinely, to be open, like I have a fear of going to like the cave and like all those places because like I have this phobia of like everyone calls my videos cringy or like everyone like talks about like how
Yeah.
Austin Coltrain, did you see him making those like I have that like phobia, so I don't want to like be in that environment still because I'm still
Mhm.
like somewhat like working my way up and more towards the bottom. So
Yeah.
just like it's real for anyone though. It's like so scary to start anything because
Yeah.
it's the internet's a very scary, judgmental place.
It is. Well, and it is like you're right. Like it does. I'm so much more nervous about just like any normal person that I know personally seeing this shit than like randos. Cause
Yeah.
like it's like it feels like you're not being yourself, even though you like are or you're trying to be. Like it feels so different from especially like people that haven't seen me since high school or don't like know me since high
Yeah.
school. It feels because I have changed a lot and I am
Yeah.
different than I was then. So people are probably like, oh, she's being like so fake. But it's like, but
Yeah.
I'm just like a
Trying
different
so
person.
hard to,
Oh,
yeah.
she's trying so hard, but it's literally like I'm literally just not who I was in
Yeah.
2016. So like things are
Yeah.
different. But it
No,
is
it's
like the fear
so
of
cool.
them finding out I'm a different person is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like hate comments suck in general from like a random person, but if I got a hate comment from someone in high school, I would
Hey, this is
literally
your classmate from 2012. You're so fucking stupid. This is so cringe.
like all of like this podcast episode goes viral, so everyone like checks out all of my videos, and I just get
Mhm.
so much hate from Byron. I would,
Yeah,
yeah, that is, but yeah, it's so
everyone in
real.
B-Town.
But I think just to have like a podcast, like everyone, even I tell people like with videos, it's even if I don't get, and I'm not doing it for the views or whatever too, but even if that doesn't happen, it's like you're still documenting your 20s, you're documenting your like your, what is that called? Coming of age film? Like, is
Hmm.
there a word for that or just called coming of age?
I think it is like coming of age. I don't know. Like you're just
Yeah.
documenting like growing up a little bit,
Yeah.
I
It's
think.
like you're showing like who you were at age 22 to like now
Yeah.
25, 26 and stuff. Like it's a cool concept. It's like home videos, but kind of you get your own twist on it. Even podcasts, if you do a video podcast, you're still showing
Yeah.
like yourself growing up
Well,
type.
and like the thing that I have to like remind myself with all of this too is like just like you literally never get better unless you keep doing it. Like it's not like I'm gonna start and be a good podcaster. Like these are gonna
Yeah.
be garbage until I
It's gonna
just
be
like
awkward probably the
keep
first
doing
20
it.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it could literally be 50 before I figure out
Yeah.
what the hell I want to like how I want it to feel and sound and whatever. But like
But it is fun. Like for me, I'm still very awkward by myself. I'm like, I think I do put on like a persona because I
mhm.
have like a filter of like,
And I don't
I'm
think
very weird. I'm well, Avery, like I'm weird, and like
I
on camera,
know.
I don't show that weird side of me because
No,
I'll
but
get
you
hate
still get
comments and
silly
I'm like,
goofy. And
I
it does
do.
like crack me up, but you to me
It's
it
like
like
more
doesn't seem
subtle
like
though.
you're different than you are. Also,
Yeah,
hold on.
I say it's
Pause.
less than a minute, so
Okay. It's not even showing us the time, so we're gonna have
I
to
was side
stop
eyeing
again.
that too.
Okay, hold on.
Want to hang up
Bye,
and
and then we'll
we
come back.
okay. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Quick ad break.
Yeah, quick little ad break
Shout
there.
out to this episode sponsorship. So yeah.
Sponsored by Zoom today. So
Yeah. No, for real though. Shout out to Zoom for this.
yeah, and making it more difficult than it needs to be too. So
Yeah. This one's definitely gonna have a time thing on it too, which I don't know why. That's a thing.
it's so dumb.
Yeah.
I
Where were we?
think we were talking about your YouTube days starting in the
Uh,
olden,
the Minecraft Baller 13
yeah,
day.
Minecraft Baller 13.
And no,
So,
it's so cringy. Wait, okay, hold on. I'll actually do an exclusive for the pod. Let me see if I can pull
bro,
it.
I want to see it so bad. I'm like so
I'll just show you. I didn't show my face. I was too scared to show my face.
well, yeah.
I had an iPod Touch 5. And back in the day, there was no, you know how now you can just scroll down and press like the
screen
The
record and then
keyboard.
you can just record
Back
just
then, you had a jailbreak, and my mom and dad had a purple Acer laptop that like was breathing so loud. I had to set up my iPod Touch with it and try to jailbreak it. And I'm pretty sure I like punched a wall because it was like so glitchy and just annoying to deal with. But let me see if I can. It's actually gonna make me so
You
uncomfortable.
recording this shit on a jailbroken iPod Touch fucking cracks me up.
Okay. Okay, it's here. Okay, okay, okay. There's no judgment, guys. This was tw April 21st, 2012. So this is 12. Wait, my laptop just like glitched. Is this all good?
Yeah,
Hello?
you're good.
It's 2024. This was 12 years ago.
That's
Almost fully
insane.
12 years ago, which I was 14. Okay, so I was 14. Let's be nice. Okay, internet, please. I was just
Thinking about like what you looked like at 14 too, it makes me just
yeah, it was
cry.
not a good. I was fourth three probably. So okay. I'll give you like 10 seconds. Actually, I haven't seen this in years. So
I
I'm nervous.
cannot. I'm like actually so
I'm really
excited.
nervous. I'm gonna block you after this and never speak to you ever again. Okay, ready? There's no it's just literally audio.
Hello, YouTubers. Minecraft Baller 13 here.
Hello, YouTubers.
Dude, that's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. I
Minecraft
can't. I
Baller
can't.
13 here.
Oh, oh. That
No,
makes
that
me
makes me
so
laugh
that
so
makes me
much.
literally like so uncomfortable in my own skin. Wow. My voice too. Oof.
Dude, yeah. No, I hate my voice so much it's actually gonna be hard to
Oh
like
yeah.
post even this shit, but
It
whatever.
does make me feel better though. Like everyone has that. It's like a I hate my voice syndrome. It's like real for everyone.
Everybody hates it.
So
Every
yeah.
time anybody hears themselves,
Because
they're
your
like,
voice is not annoying or like weird at all to me. So
yeah, neither is yours.
yeah. No, but like I can't watch my videos again because like it just makes me
Well, and
uncomfortable.
you have to probably watch them 700 times to edit
Yeah.
them. So, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, my Minecraft days, those were,
Yeah.
golden days.
But it's so like real because it's been so cool to see you get better though. Like literally I like never thought your videos were ever bad, but like just seeing as you go them getting like so much like
Hmm.
just like more refined and like cooler. I'm like it's so
That's
sick. Like
what's fun for everyone though, is like when you are consistent with anything that you enjoy, like any hobby, you can
yeah.
see, especially videos, it's cool because you can literally watch, you're documenting your skill set pretty much. Like you can go
Yeah.
back and like 2 years ago, if I watch a video, I'm like, that is literally horrible and it's so bad. And then if I watch a video, like if I watch my own video now, a year from now, I'm like, oh, that was horrible. Like that was
Hmm.
really bad. Like my editing wasn't
Yeah.
as good as it is now because like you're just continuously
Getting
persistent
better. Yeah.
learning how to edit or whatever skill
Yeah.
you're doing.
Because yours have been like so cool lately. Like the style you've been going with, I'm like, oh, this is like so sick and fun to watch. And like it's been just like really cool to see it get to where it's like it doesn't feel like a YouTube video anymore. They feel like little mini documentaries. And like I love that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a
thanks,
big
Shug.
fan of Trainton or whatever.
Yeah, thanks, Shug. It is fun though. Like I finally, and I've slowed down too, but like I'm at a point where like I'm more comfortable with it and like I kind of have a healthier relationship with it because
Mhm.
it's like I mean, everyone I think is like in their head with a lot of stuff that they're going through. And it
Yeah.
just like it's an internal battle of like pressure and like I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough type thing. Like everyone has that like
Yeah.
type of thing. So I'm
Ex-
finally stepping
Especially with
up.
anything you put on the internet. Cause I feel like it's not like you're doing something you love that you're keeping to yourself. Like it's not like, I don't know if I was like trying to get better at drawing and I'm like, oh, I'm not like good enough to show people this or whatever. Like when you're constantly like putting yourself out there, it's always like just
Yeah.
scary in the way like not only like do I not think I'm good enough, but like everyone else could also think that too. And then they could
Yeah.
tell me and then like or they're like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think like the best thing like for both of us was like, and not that we don't like our hometown Byron, but it's like it's good to get out of that where like, oh, so not the entire world is like up everyone's business. Where like Byron is
Mhm.
like you're very scared of like opinion and judge, which we still are, but like Byron, it's more small circle.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a bigger city, like you're in Phoenix, like you don't like
Mhm.
you're not worried about like what people are thinking of you or like how you're dressing that day. It's like
Yeah.
you're not in that
I
atmosphere.
feel like people like out here and just people that haven't also had the same like small town experience, like they don't understand that. When I'm like, when I walked home from school to Sam's and then walked home to my mom's house, which was like behind the funeral home or like behind Three Sisters Cafe at the time, like
Yeah.
like two people called my parents and said, why is Avery like walking? Like my mom got calls from two different people telling her that I was walking home from school, even though that was like a pre-approved thing. My mom was cool with me doing that. Like I had asked her. It's like people just know you everywhere and you don't even know that they know you. Like people were just driving by and decided to tell my parents,
And
like, oh, Avery's not at home right now. Like
yeah.
it's wild.
And you grow up in that environment. It's like you don't think anything different. You think it's like normal. Like
Yeah.
you think,
And
oh,
it's like in
everyone's like,
some ways it's great because like, oh, they're like it literally does like take a village to raise a kid and like they say that, but like in Byron really was that village. Like I feel like everybody was just like willing, especially with kids, like willing to help out or like
yeah, a
keep
good
an eye on
community.
everybody and like there very rarely was like really bad incidents like when a kidnap, there was never a
Yeah.
kidnapping or anything. We really were a very safe, well monitored town because of that, because we all like all the adults like looked out for everybody, I think. But
Yeah.
it also then like gets so toxic, like Byron Parents page and shit like that, where it's just like they literally go on there and be
That's,
like, whose car is this? They were speeding
yeah.
on Tower Road. And I'm like, some fucking
Yeah.
16-year-old that just got their license is probably
Yeah.
like, oh my God, my mom's gonna fucking kill me because this
Yeah.
old
No,
lady put
literally.
my
That,
license plate on the Byron Parents page.
yeah. Like there's a lot of pros and cons. Like I am super grateful I grew up in Byron. I wouldn't change it. But it's like I'm at the point now where it's like, I keep saying like it's so annoying. And when I listen to this back, I'm like, Austin, stop. But I'm at the point now where all majority of my family is still in Byron area, like my
Hmm.
aunt, uncles, grandmas, my parents and stuff. And when I raise a family, I want my kids to be involved, or I want my family, my parents and stuff to be involved in my kids' life. But I don't want to personally live in Byron. So
Hmm.
it's like, I am grateful I grew up in that town and like I have my family and my friends from there because my main core friend group is still from Byron,
Hmm.
like you and our friend group and then my other friend group, like that's my main friend groups. um but it's just I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, I don't want to move back to Byron, but I feel like obligated almost to move back to the area just for my family.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like Byron, it's just like it's hard at our age to have a career in Byron type of thing. Like there's not a
Yeah.
lot of opportunity for
Yeah.
our age, I feel,
Yeah.
unless you want to get like construction or like a factory or something like
Yeah.
that, which I don't see myself doing. So it's
Yeah.
just like I'm in that like boat where it's like, okay, I want to settle
Well, it's
down.
like, because there's like, you can do a bunch of different things around there, but there's just like a cap. Like, there's just like, you're not going to go above this salary level. Like, you're not going to, like, it's not like a big city where you just like, there are kind of endless like opportunities. It's like, there's a
Yeah,
couple jobs in every sort of field, and they're very, like, very low level versions of that. Like, you're just not going
yeah,
to get to like that, you know, be able
yeah,
to grow really far being there.
yeah. And even just like outside of work, just the lifestyle. Like in Arizona, you're so spoiled because like Taco Bell is like a 5 minute drive, Target's like 10 minute drive. Like
Everything's a
so
5 to 10 minute drive.
everything's
Yeah.
accessible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go to Byron, that's another downfall of it, I think, is like Taco
30 minute
Bell
drive
was
anywhere.
a fun drive to do in high school. Like you drove 20 minutes to Taco Bell at like
Hmm.
midnight 'cause you're bored and it was something to do. Like there's not
Hmm.
a lot of for lifestyle. I feel like it's hard to go from Phoenix, like a fun city where there's a lot to do, back to that. It's like I
Yeah.
guess maybe like in our 30s we'll try to like I don't know. I always change my mind too because I always like you are a different person when you
Yeah.
grow older and stuff. So like who knows where we'll be at mentally when we're 30s and stuff. Like
Yeah.
if that lifestyle is more relatable when we're 30
Yeah.
versus now.
Well, and I mean, like, that is why, like, I am grateful, like, living in Byron and everything. Like, I honestly love Byron and, like, the area because I do love that aspect of it. Like, I love, like, the land. Because, I mean, my dad, like, obviously, with the Forest Preserve, I was always, like, I grew up with houses that are like literal prairie, miles and miles of prairie grasslands behind it. So
Yeah.
it was like, and like where your parents live too now, like that's, you have gorgeous property back there. Like you don't fucking get that out here. Like laying in the grass is a luxury, and I would never do it out
Yeah.
here because I know any grass that I come by out here is like a pea patch for my entire
Yeah.
apartment.
No,
Like all
literally.
of their animals just piss and shit on it, and it's like a yard long. So it's
Yeah.
like there's no, I'm no like no barefoot in the grass sort of feel. Like, and you get like you have endless amounts of that, and like just that peaceful, quiet, like lifestyle you can have
Yeah.
there. Or like, yeah, I almost like don't want everything to be accessible. And like, yeah, when I have kids, I feel like I will want to prioritize that, like them
Yeah.
being able to just like relax and be kids and play outside and have like lots of space to do that.
Safe. Like you take
Safe, safe
safety for
space.
granted. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I could ever raise a kid in a city because I look at, you know, a lot of people's childhood in our hometown is like, you know, very well off. Like even if you're not like if you're middle class or lower class, like you're still like you still have a good childhood compared to in the city, like you can't go out and play in the yard or like touch grass like you said.
Yeah.
Like not like
Exactly. Well, exactly. Like even people that were like really not doing, like even if you were super poor living in Byron, like going to school, you had a great education. Like, I mean,
mhm,
obviously, like we said, the education system could do better in general, but like
yeah,
Byron was a great school, had
yeah.
good sports, like you had a lot of opportunities. And yeah, it was like even in the shittiest of houses in Byron, you were still safe. You were still like nobody was gonna, you weren't in a
It
bad.
is such like a it's such a not stress free, but like it's such a simple life. Like I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of us we make our lives so complicated, especially in cities, because like traffic alone can cause a lot of stress and like public
yeah,
transportation. And if you think about it, all those people in Byron that are like born and raised and just stay there, their
yeah.
lifestyle is so simple where like they don't deal with traffic, they don't deal with like
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, which is kind of like a good peaceful life, I feel.
Yeah.
Like
Like
you're not
my aunts that live in Ashton, which is like, I don't know if you know where that is, like like by from Byron, it's like 30 minutes. Like their hometown's like 800 people. Like,
geesh.
yeah. Like yeah. So they have like they're even smaller than Byron was. And like they refuse to, most of the time drive to Rockford, but never even like couldn't even fathom driving to Chicago. And like my mom is like, oh my God, like I can't believe that they can't do that or don't do that. But it is like, it's wild for me to be like to think that like, oh, they like just refuse to drive to Chicago or Rockford just because of like the traffic. Like Rockford makes no sense to me. But also like when you were
Traffic,
like, when every single day of your life is mostly spent in a town that has 800 people and like one main road. Yeah,
yeah.
driving in Chicago would be the scariest thing in the
Oh, yeah.
world. Like I can't even, and yeah, even just Rockford
Everyone
school
would be
has
shitting their
gotta
pants.
be
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah.
shitting my pants in Rockford if like
Yeah.
most of the time
It's
I was
actually so
driving,
true.
like it
Like
is
you
just
get
like your
so
mind is just
overstimulated.
used to way less stimulation on
Yeah.
it would stress me out so
Yeah.
much.
That is so true. I didn't really think of that.
Yeah, like
To
it
grow
really
up
does
from,
make sense.
yeah, to grow up in that lifestyle and then like realize life outside of Ashton, how like
Yeah.
stressful it is and
I
just
know, and just be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm not doing
yeah.
it. You want to go there, you're driving. I'm
I'm
not doing
taking my talents to Ashton. I do always think of that too, it's just like settling down one day, getting rid of all technology,
it.
just having like growing my own plants, my own crops,
Think about that all the
having
time.
like a couple dogs and just like buying a cabin, paying it off, like buying in full, no bills, and
Yeah.
just vibe.
And just vibe.
Literally just vibe. Like do different crafts for the rest of my life.
Literally, I've been like thinking about like I've been looking up quilting videos. I want to play the harp. I'm like,
No,
it's
I
so
love that
stupid, but
though.
yeah, like just random shit like that we
It also
used to
just like
probably do.
relaxes your mind to find that stuff too, though, because like it's fun to experiment and try different stuff. Like I
Yeah.
love doing that stuff.
Yeah. No, and like I feel like that's like what life should be, and that it's not this like going to work every day, being miserable until you're old enough to not have to go to work every day, but then
Yeah.
you're old and you're also miserable. And then no matter what, in this economy, you still have no money. So it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter what you do.
Yep, you're paycheck to paycheck for life. It's like this hamster wheel of 9 to 5 is so normalized and like no one's really questioning it. I mean, I think our generation is starting to question it, but just like it's still normalized. Like after
Yeah.
college, you go to 9 to 5, you do
Hmm.
that, and like you kind of fall into like a repetition of this cycle, and that's why like everyone's unhappy. Like literally every single person you ask anymore, it's not like how are you? It's like, oh, I'm okay. It's like, I'm going through some stuff. Like I'm,
Yeah. Or it's
struggling. And
like,
it's like
it's good,
everyone.
but I'm struck. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
everything's hard and expensive. And like, I mean, that's the thing. It's like everything is expensive. Like they have commodified fucking everything. And then they make like shit that used to be free. They make it so shitty. And then they make like the nice version or like the normal version that used to be free, you have to pay for now. Like even like I mean random things like dating apps recently have all become like paid basically.
You have to buy like
Yes.
Hinge.
Yes. So like I mean it's not like you can do the free version, but they make it so annoying and impossible.
See, I
You know what
hate
I
that
mean?
shit
I
so much.
hate it. It's like this used to be a free app that actually fucking like were functioned, but
Yeah,
now you guys make it so it's so annoying that I actually consider spending the money. And
yeah,
obviously I will never because I like fucking hate those apps anyways because I think it's
yeah,
like treating meeting human beings like being on like Uber Eats or something like
literally.
and
It's
it's
like
not
dehumanizing.
for relationships like nobody on there it's like literally commodifying sex it's like oh come over and we'll bang like
That's just
nobody
sex culture.
like
Yeah, 100%.
it's so gross
We
and
need to do a whole episode on dating apps. Yeah,
for real because like we should do like an experiment of how quickly they turn it sexual because I swear to God it's like within the first like 3 minutes they've said
yeah.
something where it's like oh Jesus Christ
It's also so hard. I mean, we can talk about that for hours, so we can talk about another episode. But it's so hard to like meet people naturally now in person too.
yeah
Like, so it's
because
like a
nobody
lot
knows how to
harder.
talk to each other and nobody talks
Yeah,
to
like
anybody
the
else
social
except the
anxiety is
people they're
through the
with
roof these days. Yeah,
it's
it's like how
yeah
do you interact with a human?
it's
That's why
insane
I've gotten so introverted the older I get, where it's just like I get my social battery so low now with like new people.
yeah
Like with you and like my good main core friends, I don't get socially drained through conversation, but like
hmm
with people on the street or like old coworkers or whatever, like I get so drained so fast. So I'm just like I don't want to talk to anyone for like a week and a half. Like I get so freaking tired,
same.
and it's
Same.
just
I like I don't
yeah.
know like it feels I don't know. And maybe that is just because we've like spent so little time talking to other people like since the age of the internet, like
Hmm.
other than our like main friends. I'm saying like a million times too, so I'm gonna, shoot myself in the head.
Both of
But
us just like watching this just like
like
the whole time. Like, so, yeah.
but um but I don't feel natural when I talk to other people. Like I feel like I'm putting on a persona or a show and that like instantly drains me so bad where when I'm talking like you or my other friends like yeah it is just like I'm just able to be myself and I can just sit there and shut up and like not say anything for a while and nobody I know nobody's gonna care like if I'm in a bad mood I don't have to like talk but
Put on a front, yeah.
and I feel like it used to be more like that when you met someone you didn't know you could just like talk to them like hey yeah no I'm not doing well today and to me it'd be like oh hi how are you
Mm.
I don't know
It's like
like
such a fake culture. Yeah, I hate it.
yeah
It really is.
and
And
it's
I do think it is. It's definitely social media and like just internet or technology in general is like it's becoming very antisocial. And I
mm-hmm,
like notice it in myself. I don't know if it's with age or if it's just because of like usage of technology for me, but I've
mm-hmm,
literally like if I check in with myself every so often, like throughout the years, I'm like, whoa, like I really have a low social battery now with
mm-hmm.
people. Like if I have especially one-on-one interactions, it just, bro, I get
Yeah
so drained so fast.
no same and I feel like maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but I literally think that it is also part of like capitalism that's doing that. Like I feel like it's intentionally isolating all of us so that we commodify every part of our life because it's like, oh, I don't have any real friends that I feel like I can be real around and like trust enough. So I'm going to pay a therapist to like talk to them every day. And like, and I don't really go out enough to like meet people naturally. So I'm just going to like Uber Eats over somebody to have sex with. And like, on my paid Hinge app, and then like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything. Or oh, I'm bored. I'm not gonna like go hang out with friends. I'll just pay $1 million for Netflix. And yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. It's just like you commodify everything in
Very,
your
very
life, your
true.
entertainment, your like your interactions with other people, your food, your you know
Hmm.
everything. And so it's like just so then you can get up and go to work all day the next day. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's they're building a society where like we're becoming numb zombies and we're just
Like
like
robots, like legit.
yeah.
We just stay in our house and do our little
Yeah.
work on our computer from home or at the office, and then come home and sit on
And
our little entertainment devices all day.
if you don't have like any self-awareness or any like I don't know the word, like any self-awareness, like you don't do check-ins with yourself,
Hmm.
you just fall into that system and that's your life. Like you don't be
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? Yada yada. Like you just fall into it because it's so easy. Even like I think I have somewhat self-awareness in myself, like, but I'll still fall into the trap of, like I said, I'll have 10 hours of screen time and be like, holy cow, I was a victim today. I
Hmm.
just fell into that
The
trap.
victim
And I
today.
literally just fell into that trap.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
Yeah.
so easy to.
It is. Well, and that's like the thing is, especially when you're like feeling shitty about the system. I literally will be like feeling so drained from work and just like information overload. And then like, what do I do to like combat that? Sit on my couch, scroll TikTok for 8 hours straight. Like literally, I'll like come out of a fog at 2 in the morning and be like my eyes are burning, my like
Yeah.
mouth is dry. I haven't even twitched, like I haven't even
Yeah.
moved a toe in
Didn't eat
three
since
hours, haven't eaten
7
anything. Yeah.
a.m. Yeah.
And all I've done is just like scroll
Yeah.
TikToks, like or
Yeah.
purchase
It's
something online or whatever.
yeah. That's why I go so back. I had a dream the other day. I had a flip phone. And I don't really know what happened, but like I've been thinking about it a lot and I had a very vivid bro, we have to like talk about dreams another time too, because my dreams have been
Really?
astral projection type
I have
stuff.
really, I have a
Yeah.
dream book that tells you all the meanings, so we'll have to go through
Yeah.
because that
Our
is
next our
so
next episode, we need to talk about astral
weird.
projection and dreaming
Yeah.
because we'll leave them on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because I also want to do a podcast with you about drugs because I know you've
oh,
done
yeah.
shit that's like not like I'm be like, oh yeah, Austin,
Yeah.
you've done a ton of drugs,
I've
but
done
like,
some shit. Yeah.
but like you've done more psychedelic. Like I've never done like a real true psychedelic, and like I want to so bad, just like based off of like what I've experienced with weed and everything, and like I think it'd be so cool to like hear like what
Yeah.
you've like.
I love that stuff too. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really want to do ayahuasca too. Like that's I've
Well,
been
let's
doing
go. We'll go to Machu Picchu and do ayahuasca together.
hell yeah. That would be literally my dream.
I want to do shrooms with you bad. Maybe when you're, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm probably gonna come in March, but
Hell yeah. Well, the
we can talk
cops will
about
be
that. We can
waiting
talk
for us
about
now. Our one
that.
listener is the Phoenix police, and they're meeting us.
The Byron people reported to Phoenix Police. So when I
It's on the
land,
Byron Parents page. Don't know if you saw this video, this podcast, but
yeah, when I land, but
Coltrain and Mrs. Tucker, your children are gonna do shrooms together.
immediately gets arrested when I land. There's customs checking me.
Where are they? You've been on a watch list.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it would be like that, but
Yeah, we'll talk about that and then how long do you want to do these? That's why I don't know if you're like
uh we can
stressing on time or we're just
I'm not stressing, but
yeah, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
it is gonna get dark here soon, and it's gonna be not fun to. I'll have to turn a lamp on, which doesn't look good on my face, you know. So,
so I'm probably honestly gonna stay with you over the boys.
well, yeah, hon.
Because I
Oh,
know
wait,
they're
are you allergic to cats?
yeah, I can bring Benny though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he eats food that makes it. We'll maybe do what I
Aren't
did.
you allergic? That's why like I'm confused. I mean, we already had this
I
conversation, but
am
like
allergic to cats. Yeah, I
yeah.
feed him food that makes his allergens like
Oh, that's a
make him
thing?
less allergic. It's so weird, but the protein in it comes from eggs from chickens that have been exposed to cats or that are exposed to like barn cats on a regular
Really?
basis.
How does
And
this work?
chickens apparently create the like antibodies. I don't know what it is, creates like something, and when you feed it to the cats, it literally reduces their allergens in their fur and
Is
saliva.
that placebo, do you think, or does it actually like
It
not?
fucking works. I don't sneeze around him anymore at all. Like
Okay,
not at all.
I'll be the real judge of
But
that.
we'll do what I did when Ruby came to visit, and I'll just like we'll just put the air mattress in my bedroom, and we'll just do like it's
Yeah.
literally like a mega
I
bed.
mean, I think it's just like it can trigger my asthma where like I'll get wheezy, and then if I don't touch my face, if I touch the cat
Yeah.
and then I touch my face, I get bad, but
Yeah.
I'll just get wheezy and I'll be fine. So I
But
don't know.
he's also stupid and will like parkour off of
Oh
you
yeah, that's true.
at three in
He's
the
like a
morning. So
psycho little
yeah,
ass.
he's
Yeah,
insane. Love
yeah.
him. But yeah.
You need to tell the story. You can do another episode where he left the water running. That is, I showed my mom that and she literally was cackling, laughing too.
Like, and then the next day to have it on and be in the sink, like just taunting me. Like he's just sitting there
He
watching.
knows the camera's there too. He's just
He
a
knows.
little
The
rascal.
picture of him in the puddle, like looking out at the at the whole apartment, and it's just a big pool
He
of water.
Leche is the antagonist of this podcast.
Because
It's him.
when he's the antagonist of my life. Because when I
Yeah.
called Gabe to like come over, he was like asleep in this closet. There's like a little top shelf where he sleeps. He's just fucking asleep, but then he came down and like is in the water. Like what happened here?
Who
Like
did this? Who's man?
who the fuck put water on the floor? He's so stupid.
Oh, Leche.
But
Yeah, that's
yeah.
silly. Way too silly.
Well,
Well,
well, shoot. So
well, well, shoot. I think it was a good first episode.
I
It was
think
a
so
good
too. I mean, it was
chat.
like fun, lighthearted. We didn't get
Yeah.
too serious yet.
The
We'll get
podcasts are fun. Like
into
I would do one of my own if I wasn't so like if I didn't lose my train of thought every 5 minutes.
That's where
Like
I'm
doing
at.
a solo podcast, I could never. But chit
Well, it
chatting with
was one of
friends,
the hardest things I tried to do.
yeah.
I was
Okay,
also
you know,
like
I showed the Minecraft Baller 13. 12 years from now, you need to show me the first podcast episode, okay?
the
That's
fact
all.
I like cried in it. I was like 2 days out from my period, fully in the middle of a mentee bee and didn't know it.
I love that though. That's actually like
I
raw.
might maybe I'll just post it, whatever,
Yeah,
because
kick it.
I was having a day with that, but it was
Was there
really
a lot of like awkward pauses or was it the conversation was going?
mostly it was going, but there was some just like I don't know where the fuck I was going with it, and then I would just like
Yeah.
pause and then like turn it around, like, well, all right.
Yeah. I would do a lot of wells.
Well,
Well,
or like I
all
would
right, guys.
feel like I need to fill the space, so I'd start to say something and have no idea where I was gonna go
That's
with
what I
it.
do. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, why did I just say like,
That's
so what I'm
so
thinking
real.
is, and then I'm like, what was I thinking? Because honey,
Yeah.
you didn't have anything
That
to say after that.
that is so real. Even like with public vlogging, I'm over it, but I'm not. If I'm in an
Mhm.
English speaking country where like people can understand me, I'm so like if I'm at a because I literally be solo traveling, I'll put the camera down in front of me and it already gets like so much attention where like people stare. If I'm in
Mhm.
a restaurant where like people are literally 2 feet away from me and I'm talking to myself and I mess up like speaking or I just
Mhm.
like I'll say something, I'm like, I don't even know what I was saying, so I'll just stop talking and I just turn the camera off and I'll sit there in awkward silence by myself. I'll just be like so uncomfortable and so embarrassed. And like
I
everyone
would like
like
not
staring.
handle that well
Yeah.
because
It's tough.
it is so, it's just so embarrassing. But yeah, like
I'm like,
the
I will literally the probability of me seeing anyone ever again is like
solo.
0.001%. Yeah. So
Yeah. And that they'd remember you and be like, hey, remember that one time you were in that English cafe and you messed up your little blog? Yeah. I
stuttered. Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
I
Because I
remember.
do. Because I fucking
Because I
remember.
do. That's how I know you.
Yeah. It is so like the concept of public vlogging though is or even just like a podcast by yourself. It's a little uncomfortable unless like you get used to it. But
I know. Well, and I just sat down and I'm like, how do I start this? Like, hello, everyone. I'm
as we
gonna
got started
talk
with
for about an
what's up,
hour.
guys? Welcome back to a YouTube video. It's Minecraft Baller 13 here. That's how you gotta
Welcome back to
that's
my
how you gotta do
YouTube
your pod.
channel.
What's up, guys? Welcome back
What's
to my
up,
pod.
guys? Welcome back to my pod. It's
Mother
Minecraft
Chucker
Baller
here.
13.
You
So
should do that every episode for this podcast. That's your intro.
I'll go
No, that
back
video
and
is
re-record it.
so bad. I kind of forgot about it too. I
That
haven't literally, Ava, you're the first person I've ever showed that to. I've never, because I've literally always been, I mean, now I'm like at the point where
I'm
like, okay, it's
honored.
kind of funny because I was 14. So it's
Well,
like a
no, it's
14-year-old
so
trying
funny.
to like make a YouTube video.
Well,
It's
and
kind
like
of
you looked 8 when you were 14 is the other
yeah,
thing. Like you
literally.
genuinely looked so
Picture,
little.
I was probably four, not even kidding, 4'11. Me holding an iPod Touch in my parents' basement, like whispering because I didn't want anyone to hear, talking to myself.
Oh my God. I wish I could pull up like I wish I had a picture of you from that time like ready to go, but it's gotta be
There's probably one in our group chat. Like there,
so
I
deep
know
in my
that
screenshots.
there's like one in the send nudes group chat that was
They're
pretty
always so funny. Like any of the pictures of you from when you were little like make me giggle
yeah. Freshman
so
year I was 5'4",
bad.
which is insane.
Yeah, it's
I don't have any. I killed that version of Austin, so I have none in my phone. He's dead.
Ooh,
He's dead
bald.
dead. Yeah.
God.
Even just looking back at, I hope everyone has this. Looking back at like you're 25, I'm 26. Looking back at my 21-year-old self, I cringe so hard.
No,
And I hope everyone has that because I hated myself at 21, like
I
looking
can't
back.
even go like a year or two back in like my Snapchat memories and watch videos. Like I literally am like, no.
Yeah. Like I
Oh
thought
my
it was
God.
funny back then. And I was like, you were
Not
obnoxious and
funny.
annoying and like cringy and
Like this is bad. But then
yeah.
again, like you said, like in 2 years, I'll probably think that about this or like me right now, how
Yeah.
I'm acting right now. So
Yeah. So we
whatever.
just always hate ourselves, our past selves pretty much is
We just always, but then we're also always like nostalgic of that time too, because we don't remember how hard it was and how much we hated our
yeah.
lives. We're like, oh, I miss 16 when my mom was doing my laundry and life
Yeah.
was simple, but like at 16, I was like, I'm gonna literally fucking kill myself. Like
Yeah.
nobody likes me and like what
Yeah.
was going through like
It's
every
crazy how
just always
your mindset changes so much. Like that 14-year old version of myself, like his number one stress thing was getting caught on YouTube, like someone finding from Byron and going to school and someone talking about Minecraft Baller 13. That was my biggest fear. Like that innocent little kid. That
I
was like my
wish I could
biggest
go
fear.
back just to like walk by you in the hallways and be like, oh my God, is that Minecraft Baller 13? It's your face. I can only
I
imagine
get
you like,
so red. I would get
yeah.
my face would get so freaking red. Break out in hives and just probably run. Just
Or
literally.
I'd come up to you and be like, can I get your autograph, Minecraft Baller
Wait,
13?
are you Minecraft Baller
Are
13?
you
Hold
Minecraft
on.
Baller
Are
13?
you the YouTuber Minecraft Baller 13? Be honest. Are
It's
you?
so funny because you, before we were like, it's so crazy being friends with you because before we were friends, like with any of the Byron people, because like I knew them before we were friends. So it's always so weird,
Yeah.
like what I thought about you guys before we
Hmm.
became friends. And like seeing you, I used to be like, damn, like he looks like he hates his life, but is like kind of cute. And
That's like the first thing you told me too. Is like I was like a cute, like a suicidal cute.
yeah, like a cute, like, God, he's kind of like sad and
Like
mysterious.
borderline,
Like,
yeah.
what's wrong with him?
I
Why
just
does he
literally wore
always
sweatpants.
look upset?
My hair was literally like this in high school too. I just didn't care. I wore sweatpants every single
Oh my
day.
God. We were fucking dying. Did I show you? I think I did when we were home though. Like Taylor Phillips, the old pictures that
Oh,
she would post of you would make
yeah.
me die laughing. The like watching Stinky, and then it's you just like because she used to
Yeah.
make me laugh so bad when we were friends. I mean, obviously I still like her, but just when we were close friends in high school, because she just was so ballsy. Would just
Yeah.
post pictures with random guys and be like, "Love my number one Stinky, love him,"
Number one
and like
fan.
people
Yeah.
were like, "What the fuck, Taylor?"
Yeah.
People would be like, "Are
Yeah.
you dating him?" She's like, "No, doesn't care."
Just my face. That picture was like, smile.
In your little like basketball uniform, like 14
Yeah.
feet tall, just like
Yeah.
lanky as hell.
Yeah. I was so awkward. Had no concept of flirting at all at that age.
I never have developed Riz, never will develop
Yeah, actually,
Riz.
so true. Still don't know how to flirt. My
No,
Riz is
no.
14, so
Negative, yeah.
yeah,
I like wouldn't even know. I'd think it's like a joke if somebody started like flirting with me. I'd be like,
yeah. Like,
huh?
how does one flirt? But yeah, high school is such a freaking weird time.
What
Such a weird,
color is that, hon?
huh?
What pillow is that? Or what is that you just lifted up into the screen?
So I'll tell you after the pod.
Okay. It's that
It's
bad?
huh?
It's that embarrassing or what?
No, it's silly. It's funny. It's
Okay.
too silly for the internet, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, maybe second pod. We'll show them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Second pod will show.
once we get sponsored by the company, you know, we'll show them.
Okay. Yeah, this unnamed pillow company is sponsoring
Yeah,
us. So here it is.
another quick ad break. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
God. Ugh. So how are
This
you?
this was our voice. This is our voice memo. Just so, and then we'd be driving or something, just like silent, like whisper to myself, like, yeah, it's literally what I do.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
I can't.
I never knew how to end those either. I'd literally be like, well, so love you.
Yeah, no,
Bye.
it was like, love you, bye, and that was it. I was like, I'm late. I gotta go. Bye, love you.
You'd be like, okay, well, my train's about to leave, so I gotta go
I was
back.
literally always so stressed. And see, the thing is, back to the circling back to the car problems. I like live in New York now, and I take the public transportation, and I would say ultimately, like, it is less stressful not having like car problems, but
Hmm.
the public transportation still is like so stressful with train times. Like, if you have to be somewhere at a certain time, and like
Yeah.
connecting trains and stuff, and just like morning times, it's also such a headache.
No, I
And
would even just like in college when I was before I brought my car to school, I literally was like, this fucking bus doesn't come for another 20 minutes. And I was like, my dorm was far enough out that I couldn't, like, it would not be faster to walk. It'd be easier to wait for a bus. Like, I would get there faster still. And I literally was like, this is actual like hell on earth because I'm
yeah.
gonna be late and there's nothing I can fucking do about it.
Yeah, buses are the worst. Buses aren't fun at all. They're not a silly fun time.
They suck so bad.
I don't mind trains. I kind of like the aesthetic of a train in New
Yeah,
York. I don't know why, just because it's like dirty
it's
and
like
like,
classic. It's
yeah,
like
just classic New York dirty
New
trains.
York dirty, disgusting trains. Like,
Yeah, I like that. But buses are just always not a good time. I've never had a good time on a bus ever,
yeah,
so
no, same.
it's kind of hard to. But yeah, I want a car eventually, but I just got some serious PTSD with that Jeep. Like the
Yeah, that
times I've
little
had.
sweetheart.
Man, oh day, I tell you what, that
Triple
stuff.
A though, that shit kind of always comes in clutch. Like I really truly am grateful for Triple A.
I'm still grateful to this day that I was moving in like a couple days. I locked my keys in the car because I was just mad stressed. And I was like having a breakdown, and they're like, "Oh, I have AAA," and I was like, "What is that?" And then I came, and
No,
yeah,
I came well, and then the thing was that it was so annoying because like for some reason the wait time was like 3 hours. It was like, oh, I like
we
did
did
all
wait really long,
yeah, I literally was like, oh, AAA is so cool. Like they'll just come. Like
20 minutes.
it's just for me. Like so it doesn't matter that it's your car. Like they'll come fix your car if I'm the one ordering it, whatever. Like so we'll just come wait, whatever. I was like, yeah, I thought it was gonna be like max an hour. It was like 3.5 hours that we had
I
to like
remember that
wait
because
just for them to get your
I didn't
keys
have a
out of your car.
couch, and I remember you were at my apartment,
Yeah.
and we were just
That's
sitting
when
there.
we went over to the neighbor's house for a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
Saw the
Shout out to
dogs.
her. If she's listening to this pod, man.
Shout
Shout out
out.
to her.
But because I felt bad because then when my battery died and I called AAA, it was like an hour and it wasn't even like like I think they came faster than that even and I was like, damn,
I do
Austin's
remember it.
we
Yeah.
waited that whole 3:30
It
for
was
real.
the full moon, dude. It literally the full moon was evil.
That shit's real.
It
Like
100% is.
anytime I'm like, why do I all of a sudden feel like all the progress I made is out the window and I just like want to cry and like
Like
jump off a
3
bridge.
days,
And then I'm
3
like,
day period.
full moon
Yeah.
today.
And I didn't really believe it. Like, my ex-girlfriend was the one that was like spiritual and kind of got me into that. But she was saying like children, she was a, oh gosh, first kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't listen to that because I think it's
Uh-oh.
first grade or kindergarten. I think she was kindergarten, which I don't know what age that is, but they're young.
5.
The kids would all act up every full moon, even like obviously they have no concept of full moon, but collectively they're all like more
Naughty.
emotional, more unstable, more naughty, more chaotic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, every full moon they're good like that. And then I think once I was aware of it, I've just had bad full moon luck ever since, where it's just like I'm
Yeah.
almost manifesting bad energy every full moon now because I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, last full moon I freaking got an $800 bill out of nowhere and like random stuff and
Yeah.
just evil, chaotic energy.
Mine's been like my period. I literally was like, no, like it can't be doing that much to you. And then I literally was like, oh no. Yeah, it's like clockwork. Like 2 days before the it starts, I'm literally like ready to throw away life. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm bawling all day. And then I'm like, why? Why am I doing this? And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's my period.
But it's also crazy that like your full moon and the period's not like aligned, right?
They do. That's
Oh,
what's
they
crazy.
do.
So women's hormone cycles follow the moon cycle. Men's hormone
Oh.
cycle follows the sun cycle, which is every day. So
See,
your
that
guys'
like that
hormones
stuff
recycle
blows
every
my
day.
mind.
It's insane. So that's like if you get your period on like a full moon or around a full moon, I think it's like you're on your red cycle. And if you get your period on the new moon, you're on your like white cycle or something like that. And they like you can flip flop. Like your body can literally, and it's crazy because mine has done that. Like when I was on my birth control, and like my body never really like fucked with my birth control. Like it was always just like, yeah, we're following whatever the birth control is doing. Like we'll give you your period in the week that you're not on your birth control. There was one time I didn't get my period, and I was like, well, first of all, I was scared, and then like that it was a baby and not
Yeah.
like just a weird mix up. But then I got it like I it waited until like a full moon, and then I got it, and I had to like adjust my birth control
Weird.
around that. It's so weird.
See the universe, just like stuff like that, how bodies like correlate with like the universe stuff always like blows my mind how
I
like
know. Well, and
complex that
that's where
is.
like astrology and shit like does make sense to me because I'm like, if the moon can do that shit to me, who's
Hmm.
to say like Saturn doesn't make me a little,
Yeah.
yeah, who's to say like Jupiter or Venus makes me a little horny sometimes, or
Yeah.
Jupiter makes me a little angry or
It's the
whatever. Like,
best of us. Yeah, yeah.
who knows? We
Yeah.
don't know.
I think astrology is very like it's like silly interesting to me. Like
Yeah,
it's like
same.
fun to like chit
It's
chat
like,
like and I don't really know much about it, but I think like I know like you like it and like other people when they talk about it, it's always interesting. But I was thinking if that didn't line up with like period females like lining up periods with full moons and stuff, imagine having like every 2 weeks you have like the full moon and then you alternate with the period and then the full moon and then period.
oh my
How
God,
like your emotions and stuff.
I'd be all over the
If
place.
I had a period as a male with a full moon, geez, like
Yeah,
I would not be on this planet. I would
yeah.
not be existing.
Well, and then,
Shout
but
out to
or
the
if you
females
had to
though.
have the full moon and then the next week you had your period or something, so it's like you never get a
Yeah,
fucking break. Like you're just like
back to
going
back.
crazy back to back over and over.
Uh-uh.
Uh-uh.
Overtime on yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I don't know
Not
how we do it either.
not claiming that one. So
Yeah, lucky dog,
yeah.
because you just like have your hormone cycle with the sun, which
Yeah.
goes down every day.
It's so crazy how like one, the universe is just so weird, but and not to go into a controversial topic of like genders, but like you're born into a gender and you have no control of that gender, and then like one gender is just like they're the ones that have the reproductive system, so like they're the ones
Hmm.
that suffer through it, and it's like I had no option to not do that. I was just like luckily born a
Yeah,
male
yeah,
and don't have to deal with that stuff, where like you for the rest of your life have to like deal
yeah.
with that,
Which I
which is
mean, like, I don't know, there's obviously some positives to it too, because it is like cool to be able to just be like the one that like shit just incubates in there and I have a little weird alien that can grow in me and like,
yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
like that is like weird and I do think it's like sacred and cool and whatever, but it is like, yeah, you deal with the other crazy shit
The
though.
period stuff, yeah. There's like hormones and emotions on that.
Hmm.
Rough.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Universe stuff, man.
it's wild. I've been thinking about it way too much lately too. Like we got to have
Mhm.
a full podcast about it
Yeah.
to dig in really
Well,
deep.
next episode we should do like psychedelics and universe stuff.
Yeah, because for
Because
real, I've been like, woof. I have like a
sometimes it's like we even talked about though, sometimes we go too deep into it where it's like hard to be a human and just exist and like
Yeah.
not think so deeply about like everything.
Because it'll send me into like an existential spiral where I'm like, what's the point of doing anything, going to work? What's the point of doing all of this shit? If like, because not even on like a, it doesn't matter. It's like on a like there's so much more. Like it's so much
Mhm.
bigger than like what we're doing. Like we're
Yeah.
doing pointless shit to
Mhm.
stay busy when like in reality, like life is meant to be so much simpler, but also like so much more profound.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
like it's such a dehumanized like society now where like once you realize our current present moment is like we're living off of our ancestors, what they believed should be society and stuff. So like we don't even get the freedom of choice of like we want to wake up or we want to be born into this world and choose how we live it. It's like this is presets already installed on the world and we're just like born into it and then we can't really question it or change anything. It's like
Mhm.
you have to make money to survive. So like you have to get a
Yeah.
job you realistically won't like the probability of you getting a job you like that pays well is very low and hard to get. So it's like you're just born into this like work hard hustle culture and it's just like very
Mhm.
stressful and like but that's like not we don't have the choice. Like that's just our
Yeah.
society is this is
Well, and
our life.
it's like the society makes it impossible not to do that. You can't just be like, oh, I just like wanna go farm and like live in a little cabin and like live off the grid. Like you can, but only if you have enough money to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then you still have to like pay your taxes and shit. So they make it like fucking impossible to not be making an income,
Yeah,
which is
all
insane.
because of a green frickin' piece of paper that was like, oh, this is our main currency we're gonna use for the rest of our lives. So it's
Yeah.
literally a piece of paper with a number on it, and
Which it's
that's
like that is what I feel like is like the root of all of it. Like worshiping that has made us so backwards. Like we don't prioritize like human satisfaction and fulfillment anymore. It's literally just like, oh, how do we get more money so that maybe
yeah,
someday I can be happy? Like that's not even,
that's like the
it's
main.
not, it's impossible. Like statistically, it's impossible in this like society to really
Yeah.
truly be fulfilled as a human being.
And then you realize like stress is inevitable and anxiety is pretty much inevitable now. Or like no matter how much money you have, no matter if you have this car or whatever, it's
Yeah.
like your stress and problems are always growing with you. So
Mhm.
like
Well,
just
and I
like
think that's like what it is too, is like I feel like we've gotten to the point where like we have access to everything, but it's still like, and like we know now that it's not going to ever lead to like true happiness. Like actually we need to strip away to be able to like get there, which like I don't know if like I don't know how we're gonna do that, but maybe this next election or something. Like I don't know, but like something
yeah,
has to change. And it, but that's what sucks is like, and they breed that like feeling helpless, like we as individuals can't do anything to change it, and that's how
yeah.
they keep us where we're at, which is they're little
Because
like slave
yeah,
workers all the time.
yeah, no, 100%. And like you were saying, it's hard to like it's like you get to a mindset where you're like, okay, what is the point of all this? Not even in like a negative way, but just like what is the point of all this? Now I'm like I'm at a point in my life where like I can't have the hey, how are you? Good, how are you conversation like that like is so like
Mm-hmm.
first level, not even it's just like pointless and it's just like that's the stereotypical thing now. It's like I don't know. That conversation is just it's so like from stranger to stranger. It's like you're a human being existing on planet Earth right now. It's a floating rock in the middle of the universe, and our only interaction with each other is going to be presets of what other people did. So like if I'm at like Marshalls or whatever, checking out like hi, how are you? And I'm like good, how are you? And that's our only conversation. Then I never see you ever again. It's like that's where I'm at. Like, okay, we're human beings existing on a freaking floating rock. Like, we're living off of other people's presets. And it's like, I just hate like that. Like, everything is normalized and no one's questioning anything. And just like,
Yeah.
that's our, like, that's where we're at right now is
Yeah. Well,
that.
and that is it's I think it's like the fear because we don't know how to like get to where we want to go because like all we know is this, and like all even the last generation knows really is like the rise of the how it is now, or like like we don't, I mean we don't know very many people that know how to like live off the land. So even like when they talk about war or like a solar flare like wiping out the internet, I'm like, nobody fucking knows how to do anything outside of like all of this, outside of like buying shit on Amazon and whatever. Like, I don't know how to fucking like go, like if the internet went down, like I wouldn't even know how to get anywhere further than like the places that I know by heart how to get without GPS.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
insane. I don't know how to read a map, a real
Yeah,
map.
literally. Yeah.
Like
No, it's
truly.
so real. It's
Yeah,
so
like
real. I always think of that too. Like I always think of if I'm somewhere by myself and just like all phone services go down, like all telephone poles, everything, internet shuts down, and it's just like what do I do? Like
mhm.
what would I do in a situation where like my sense of direction is trash? Like I wouldn't even know how to get to anywhere. It just, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm way too reliant on technology, and it's just like scary.
But I think what has been like helping me feel better about it is just like because of the way the world works and because of like how powerful like we actually are all as like a collective. And like, I mean, even though it feels like it's actively working against us, like we are the ones that set like the interest, you know what I mean? Like if collectively we all want or need something, like they're gonna make it and then we're gonna be able to buy it and whatever. And like, so I feel like if we all start realizing this and wanting like to be happier, like truly happier and like whatever, like the economy will follow, you know? Like I think the one that we have now will crumble, but like we'll be kind of like we without hopefully without having to have like a full like society collapse. I think we are like
Yeah.
going to be able to just like influence it because there are so I mean, because at the end of the day, humans do want to like help each other. Like we are, our brains are hardwired to survive. Like that is like the very basic coding of it is like we don't want to die. And
Mhm.
I think we'll do anything at the end of the day to like,
I just think, do you think, sorry, do you think we're too far into it where like a collapse or like a reset of like how we handle our day to day, like with our economy and with living off of just green paper? Like, do you think we're too far into it where we can't do a reset on the human race where like we kind of get a new perspective on how we should live our lives type of thing, like a complete reset on the
yeah,
industrial like revolution type of thing, like how that changed everyone's lives,
yeah.
like a reset on everything where
Well,
like
and that's like, I think there will be without having to crumble everything we have. Like, I think some of it will for sure, but I feel like we'll have like almost another industrial revolution, but I feel like it's gonna be more of like a eco-friendly way of like and I mean that's the thing, like we have so much influence with our buying power, like that is true. Like if we all just start buying, I mean we're already buying less and less because nobody can afford it, but like if we do start putting the money we do have into like eco-friendly stuff, like that's going to be the what like companies are going to realize like, oh, I'm not going to make money unless I'm doing this, unless I
yeah,
am investing in things that help the planet or things that aren't harmful to the planet or whatever, where I feel like we can almost shift it without having to go. But I mean, I do think like the powers that be the government system and like capitalism isn't working and we have to like acknowledge that and like because it's
yeah,
just it's unchecked power and it's like we have no idea what's going. I mean, I saw some like graph about how like it was like the percentage of Americans that want a bill to pass and then the percentage like the likelihood that it's going to pass. Like you'd think obviously like if 100% of Americans want a bill to pass that the likelihood of it passing would be 100%, that it would be like a linear graph where it's like, you know, if 0% of Americans want it to pass then it's not going to pass.
yeah.
It's like they did a study on it and it's about 30% straight across. So if 0% of Americans want a bill to pass, this the bill still has about a 30% chance of
Bro,
passing. If 100% of Americans want a bill to pass, it still only has a
see,
30% chance of
that's
passing,
terrifying. That's
except
really scary.
for the 1%. So the extremely rich, it's more of a linear graph. So if 100% of the uber rich of the 1% want a bill to pass, it has like an 80% chance of passing. And then if it has a zero,
That's
which is
really
so fucked
scary.
up. So
Yeah.
it like the system completely like it's not even like hidden anymore. The system is rigged to not work for us. It works for the billionaires. Like that's it.
That's
And,
really scary.
and then you do just like feel hopeless all the time because like
Yeah.
nothing, it feels like you can't do anything to change it.
I think I do have more of a, I know like you and our friend group is more like politically involved. I have more of a, it's not really, I don't, I maybe it is pessimistic outlook on politics, but it's just like I don't have like a strong faith in it where like I kind of do view it more hopeless. Like I feel like that statistic right there is how I kind of viewed it is like I didn't know
Mhm.
it to the number or whatever, but I kind of viewed it as like no matter what revolution we try to build, and yeah, I think community is strong, like community can be power, but no matter what, like we try to voice and we have freedom of speech in the US, but I feel like our freedom of speech really doesn't like have that much power because of the 1%. Like the 1%
Yeah.
controls everything.
Well, I mean,
And
even like what's going on, right? Like the genocide and shit, like that's like we've all been all over, like all I see on TikTok is about how awful it is and how much we need to like stop it and everything. And like all the US has been doing is the opposite of that, like keeping it
Mhm.
going and funding it more and like whatever. It's like so clearly, even when there's a lot of public outcry, even when there's been huge protests, even and whatever, it's like they don't give a fuck because they know we're
Yeah.
not gonna actually do anything about it, is what's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like I don't know. And yeah, I'm not like, because I felt the same way. Like my mom was always like, "Oh, you need to like be. Have you watched the news? Did you see this? Are you gonna go vote today?" Da, 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 da. Da." And I'm like, "No, mom. Like I can't. I don't have the mental capacity to worry about the world's problems right now.
Yeah.
Like mine are too hard." And
Mhm.
like, and I know that's like obviously like a privileged point of view to have, but
Yeah.
like, um, but
No,
I
it
was
is hard
so
to,
pessimistic about it. Like I was like,
yeah.
well, it's not like my fucking vote matters. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And so
and
you didn't used to be like that, did you?
no, I used to be so into it, like so into
Yeah.
politics, like in college and stuff. And I think just after like Trump got elected and then Biden after that, like it was just so like not, I was like, ugh, I
It's
like
hard to
fucking tired
remain
of it.
like positive and be like, oh, there is hope or oh, there is when like our last, especially because we were like coming of adulthood when all of like the US was kind of getting super divided and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
like we're just kind of getting introduced to it. At least I was at like that age.
Yeah.
And like seeing that and like how it divides families and how like it like drives conversation. Like everyone thinks that like it's such a closed-minded from my perspective, it was like everyone was very hostile and closed-minded on it. And it's like no matter what you say or what you believe in, nothing changes. Like this president
Mm-hmm.
can say this president can say that, but like ultimately we're not controlling anything. It's like the people of power, the with
Yeah.
money is power in the US in most countries, but they're the ones controlling everything. So I was like, I don't have the money to control that. So like I feel like I'm voiceless. So
Yeah.
it is very selfish and it is a privileged like perspective to be like, well, like the world problems, like I feel like I can't contribute to it and stuff, but like it is hard to try to have a voice in that. And that's why I'm like I'm so scared to talk about this stuff because like cancel culture is so real, but
I
like
like
it's
don't even care
hard for
anymore.
me to like for me to step up and say stuff when like it is it's hard to feel like you have a voice in
Yeah.
today's world with like knowing where the power goes type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I say this, if I say that, it can impact people, yes, but
Yeah.
like it's not gonna start like a revolution type of thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. Well, and it's just I mean, and that's they set it up for you to feel like that is the thing. Like, I think that that's like what it is meant to do is like, and I feel like enough of us are feeling like that to where it actually is kind of starting a little bit of a revolution because we're not going to be like doing the shit that our parent, like, will never partake in like a society where we're doing this like bullshit like the Trump Biden stuff was so like you were saying like so heated. Every family was divided, like it was so split and it's so stupid because the country was terrible with both presidents.
Cringy how we handled that. Like literally.
Exactly. Exactly. Like actually fucking embarrassing on both sides
Yeah.
when they were both awful choices. Like it literally didn't matter which one we have
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
And the fact that like Trump's literally gone to prison and like he's still gonna get to maybe be president again is that should be illegal. Like,
Exactly.
oh my God. Like that's fucking crazy. But
Yeah.
like it's to where it just does feel like a reality TV show. It feels like I'm watching the Kardashians, like where I'll turn it off because I'm like, this is just so insane that there's
Yeah.
no way that this is what's actually like running our country. No way
Yeah.
this is
It's
what I'm seeing
literally
on the news.
humiliating to watch a debate. I vividly remember watching the because I'll be honest, I've never voted, but I remember watching the Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump like debate or
Mhm.
whatever. And my family I grew up in was very like Democratic, so they were more Hillary and stuff. But I remember watching it and like the people, I don't know if like the people in those debates are like just general people or if they're politicians,
Mhm.
but like they'd ask a question to one of the presidents and like instead of answering the question, they would just literally roast and bash the other person. And I
Yeah.
remember being like, this is scary. Like this is
Yeah.
I was 18 at the time, whatever, so I was just able to vote and I was like, I didn't really have a concept of politics. I was just like, this is terrifying that these are the people that are going to run our country and control, like represent our country. And
Mhm.
instead of actually like being an adult about it, they're like, it's a roast session. It literally felt
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
high
it's like
school.
more about like shitting on the other person and like dragging out all of their like terrible history, like than it is actually like saying what that you're gonna do and what you are passionate about changing in
Yeah.
the world and like how you're gonna go about doing that and make America better. It's literally just like, oh well, he did this or that or she
Yeah.
like yeah, and it's like
I
it's
feel
just
like
so
the
dramatic.
politics, from my perspective, it's more like ego based and like power based than like passion. Like people don't
Yeah,
actually wanna, like change something for the better. And maybe some people do. I'm not saying everyone, but like from what I've seen, it's more of like I want the ego trip of being president, having
yeah.
control and like having the crown versus like I'm passionate about like stuff that actually needs to change in our
Mhm.
nation, whatever. And
Well, and then it's like even when they get into office, it's like still a 30% chance of that shit actually fucking happening because money is what controls the government. Like if you know,
it's so scary, dude.
it is. It's so scary. Like, I mean, I was really excited about Biden's plan to cancel some of our student debt, and like that's just not happening. Like, it's so crazy how you can like say that, and that's what got a lot of the younger people to vote for him, and then to just be like, sorry, didn't it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, 30% chance, and it was a no. So,
Yeah, and
so
it ended up being no. So you guys are
yeah,
all just gonna have to like bite the bullet and pay it, even though we know it's like a completely fucked up system. And even if you pay for 10 years straight, you may end up with more debt than you started with. And
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
And
It's
this is the
insane.
world we're born into, and like nothing changes. So,
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like that drives me nuts is it's not just like it's literally everything. You have to pay for fucking everything. Just having debt. I have to pay money to have debt because I am paying interest.
yep.
Like it's just like
And that's
there's
the thing.
nothing.
Credit cards wasn't like taught, and my mom and dad never taught me anything about credit cards. So my credit score's always been like lower because I got a credit card when I first moved to Arizona when I was 21, and I
Mm-hmm.
just put like my groceries and
Shit on it.
everything on
Yeah.
it and just like didn't pay it off on time or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I had no concept of that. And we live off of a number that like controls pretty much our entire life. And if you
Yeah.
start at a young age not understanding the importance of that number, you're like kind of setting yourself up for failure for the rest of not the rest of your life, but like
Yeah.
you're hard to build up a good credit when you're like start off low.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. And it is just like, and they give like predatory loans too, like where you'll get credit cards that have like limits that that are way higher than they should be for people. You know what I mean? They like let you go $3,000 into debt or $10,000 into debt as like an 18-year-old that has no fucking concept of
Yeah.
like what that is or what they're doing or how they're going to pay that back ever.
That's what
And it's like
college is too.
that's
College.
exactly what college
Yeah.
is. Like that is insane to me that
Hmm.
that's like, and it also just shouldn't cost that much, especially when like the value of what you're getting after is not worth it anymore. Like it used to be if you go to college, you will get a job that's significantly better than anybody else. Now I'm like, fuck, if I went to plumbing school, I'd be making more than I am now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shit like
Yeah.
that where I didn't, you know, like it's not when I was like applying to jobs out of college, I was applying to marketing jobs and shit in Chicago. They were like offering $14 an hour and to live in Chicago, and I had to live in
Yeah.
Chicago. I'm like, do they not realize you can't
Yeah.
live in Chicago on $14 an hour at a
Or
full-time
like,
job?
yeah. Or like for an internship, you need experience to get the internship, but like the internships to get experience, so you can't get
Yeah,
experience and like it's just that's why like the US is such like a joke to everyone else, and it's like so valid because there's so much like backwardness in
it's
a
so
lot of our
fucked up. Yeah. No,
but it
it,
does bother me that to talk about governments again, it does bother me that a lot of people will like stereotype someone based off of the country they come from. Like
mm-hmm,
in a foreign country, and I say it's like it used to be cool, I feel maybe probably before the and Clinton election.
mm-hmm.
It was probably cool to be like from the US and be like, oh, like I'm
Yep.
American, and it was like a flex. And now it's like I'm like, yeah, I'm from like the United States. Like it's like embarrassing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm American, I have American passport.
I'm from the
Because
United States.
literally like I'll get judged even though like no
Yeah.
one knows. I don't represent my government at all. I've never voted and I hate the government here and stuff,
Yeah.
but I'll get stereotyped into like this category, and a lot of people do it too of any country. It's like anyone from the Middle East, they get stereotyped or whatever. Like no
Mm-hmm.
one is represented by their government. So I get that a lot now when I'm solo
Yeah.
traveling. It's like I avoid the conversation of like where I'm from because I'll get like, and
Mm-hmm.
even with the genocide going on and everything, it's like very sensitive, understandably, to a lot of people. And I was in Tunisia, and um, like these people came up to me and asked me like what side I was on for
Mm-hmm.
Israel Palestine, and it's like I was alone by myself, and there was like seven huge guys around me asking me the question, and just
Yeah.
like
And you don't know what they want you to say, and
yeah,
because it's so heated, like you have to prioritize your safety. Like,
yeah.
you know what I
And
mean?
the
Like, you can't,
U.S. is representing something that like if I don't support like yeah, just like it's super uncomfortable because like they already have the assumption like I'm from the US, so I support whatever, and then it's
yeah,
just like
what your
it's like
government supports, which is not,
yeah,
oh, and that's like what drives me nuts about all of that too, is because like they're like, oh, be grateful that you live in the US, be grateful that you have all that you have, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but I feel like that mentality is also propaganda to like keep us happy with where we are, keep us like thinking that we do need to be grateful and that this is how we do need to be appreciative for how we live. Like, obviously, yes, I'm grateful that I'm not in a country that's being bombed. Like, of course, like
yeah,
I am devastated by everything that's going on over there, and it's fucking awful. Like, for any country that's going through shit like that. But like, it doesn't mean that we have to be like okay with what's going on here either. Cause like there is a certain aspect of like what is happening where like we have access to everything. We have like insane amounts of money in this country, but there are people in this country that are fucking dying of starvation, that are dying because they don't have access to medical care because they can't fucking afford health insurance. Like
yeah,
there are people in our own country that are starving and dying every single day just because the entire system is set up on money. And if you don't have it, then you don't get anything. You don't get
mhm,
access to food or shelter or
yeah,
basic medical care or whatever, where it's like there are other countries where they take care of people just because they're human beings, not because they have fucking money or not. And like
yeah,
it's and because of the way we feel so helpless, like I can't do anything. I can't go vote for somebody that will like make it better. It is like a unique psychological like thing to be like
it is.
I'm I'm living in a country where yeah, if I don't succeed financially, I'll literally die. Like
Yeah.
I can
That's
literally
why I always think that too, because like to the rest of the world, Americans are always viewed very like stupid because we don't have a good common knowledge of like geography and like world politics because our main education is like we learn about the 50 states before you learn about Europe or whatever. Like you
Mhm.
learn about the US and stuff. So it is almost like a brainwash thing of like they want to make sure you're not like learning about the Netherlands and like their freedom or whatever
Mhm.
country that has better um economics and better government stuff than the US. Like they kind of just keep it very closed off. Like obviously we learn about like
Everything.
world
Yeah.
not world politics and stuff, but like for the most part, our education is the United States. Like it's very
Mhm.
our government oriented
Well,
education.
and that like that it's pointless to learn about other countries because we're the best country in the world.
Yeah,
And then you
literally,
like
that's what
grow
it
up
is.
and you realize like, holy fuck, like other countries like get to have a baby for free. Like you
Yeah.
get to just go pop one out and it's not a $50,000 bill.
And that's
It's like,
because we have the internet now. But like
yeah,
before the internet, how would you know about other countries' successes when
exactly.
like you don't have the accessibility to learn about it?
Yeah. It's just like it's wild. And then yeah, you feel so like cheated or you I don't know, like you just feel lied to. Like I think that's like a big part of it too. Like I just feel like this like American dream is such a like fake thing. It's like sold to you to like make you participate in a system that is so broken and so
Yeah.
like I don't know. And it just leads to literally being like majorly depressed because you're like, oh yeah, I can like overnight myself like a little paint set on Amazon, but also like there are people that are dying that I can't help. And there's no way that I can help them. And like there are people in other countries that I don't agree with like what our government's putting money to, but even if I vote, I know it's not gonna fucking change anything.
Yeah.
And it's like that's
But
so helpless and such a weird, fucked up hellscape to like try and
it's like
navigate.
we have the accessibility and the education to like see this stuff, but it's like we're voiceless in the thing. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing too, is not to go back to cancel culture, but like a lot of the people that like that don't speak up on the Palestine or Ukraine or any like war global thing that's happening, a lot of people will get canceled because like they don't talk, like they don't speak their opinion on it or whatever. But it's like, and I think you should, if you find someone that like is passionate about it, and if you find someone that like does their own education, does like their own research on this stuff,
Hmm.
and like they're voicing exactly how you feel, then you should like up like also post their voice or whatever. Like you don't have to say
Hmm.
anything, but like just because if I never post anything about Palestine or Ukraine or whatever, like that doesn't mean I'm not like obviously supporting the people and stuff. It's
Hmm.
like if I made a tweet saying I support this, it's like yes, obviously you know what side I'm on or whatever, but I feel like it's you're also not like I'm not changing anything. I'm just sitting here
Yeah.
in my bed
Yeah.
posting something and like I would love obviously everyone human being wants to help another human being. That's why we're here. But
Hmm.
it's like if you're sitting at home and watching it, it's just like if it's like you feel helpless just
Hmm.
knowing that like these people are getting there's a genocide happening, like you can't really there's
Do
nothing that
anything about it.
you
Yeah,
can do.
like and that's where it feels so like dystopian and fucked up to be like, oh well, I couldn't do anything, but I like shared a little Instagram post, so I did my part. Like it
That's what I'm
feels
saying.
so
Like
fucking
the Black Lives Matter stuff where you just posted a like I didn't have Instagram at the time, but like you
yeah,
just
like a
posted a
black
black
screen or
screen.
whatever. Yeah.
And I was like what does that post do?
And I mean,
Like
because that I get it. Like these are our new like our new landscapes. Like I get like that is a form of protest, that is a form of like whatever, like doing that and the whole feed is fucking black screens, like that is like sending a message, but it's like it feels trivial compared to like what we could be doing, you know what I mean,
yeah.
like what humans are capable of doing, and
Hmm.
all I did was like press a button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
it
I'm
feels
saying.
stupid. And
Yeah.
it's like and well and like with the whole like influencers and like cancel culture thing, like we had said in our little phone podcasts that we had for a while, like I feel like it's just a way to like absolve yourself of your own personal responsibility to make your own fucking opinion about something. Like, who gives a shit what Brittany Broski thinks? Like,
Yeah.
go form your own opinion. Like, what do you
Yeah.
think? Like, and I mean, I get it. Like, they have millions of followers, and if they say something, others might support it too. But it's also just like,
Like everyone knows about it though. It's like I
and
get
everyone
like
has access. If you have
yeah.
access to watch somebody on YouTube talk about it, like, or if you have access to watch somebody's TikTok channel, you have access to also go look up facts and information about what you want them to talk about. You know,
Hmm.
like you can form your own opinion on it.
Like
And
why do you need that specific person to
exactly.
yeah, no, that's stuff is just it's such a confusing thing because like the internet is already such a complex place, but like when there's a huge controversial thing happening and like there's a lot of opinions on both sides and stuff, it just like it's a confusing thing and super sensitive. Like a lot of the stuff is understandably like, yeah, you don't want to like say anything because it is a very sensitive topic to millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it's a very confusing thing to like, I don't know. I still am just like so scared. And I never got like, I'm not obviously big, but like I know I've gotten a lot of stuff where I've said like stuff that was harmless, but it's like because, or if I don't say something, it's like there's a comment that is like upset with me. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you watch my channel, you know my intention. Like I'm not like
Mm-hmm.
here to like send negativity or anything or whatever. Um, but it's just like I don't want to. It's hard to like, and I'm not even trying to represent like anyone that creates anything, but just like it's hard when you're just trying to have a creative outlet, and then you're also
Mm-hmm.
like supposed to be politically on top of every event happening
Yeah.
globally. When
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to educate myself on everything, but like I can't
Mm-hmm.
absorb every single detail that's happening in the world or whatever. So like if I don't speak on something, it's like that's not also my platform. Like that's not
Yeah.
my
That's not
my
what's like not the purpose of what you're doing,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
to
So
spread
it's just like
awareness about
very
something.
confusing to
It
to
is. And it's
walk.
like we've expected influencers and celebrities and shit to like form our opinions for us about this shit when it's just like so like I was saying, like it's so stupid to like expect somebody that you watch because they do fucking like fashion overhauls and show their cute outfits to all of a sudden have like a well thought out formed opinion on a global conflict.
Hmm.
Like know who you're following. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly.
why would you
And
like
a lot of those
saying that?
TikTokers are like 15 years old or like 16 years old. Like a
Yes.
lot of them are
Like, of course,
or
they're not
that.
going to have a great opinion. They're probably only know
Yeah,
what their parents have told them, or like
yeah,
what they've seen on TikTok, and like you know what I mean. Like, just scroll, you'll see the same shit they're
yeah.
seeing. And like I was saying, like new influencers like form because of that. Like there are people that I follow now just because they're talking about this stuff because that is their platform, and
Yeah,
those are the
exactly.
voices that need to be heard, not somebody that's never talked about shit like that in their life.
Yeah. That does like magic reviews on YouTube or
Yeah.
whatever, like random stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember there was like when I had TikTok, Charlie D'Amelio had like the black screen so for
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter for like 4 years after the thing. Or I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how many years it was, but someone all the comments were like, can someone tell Charlie like it's okay, she can take away the black screen now or whatever, like 4 years later.
Yeah.
Like she's
But yeah,
like
it's
too
like that fear of like, oh, how soon is too soon to go back to
yeah,
my Met Gala like
yeah.
dress or whatever. Like,
Yeah. No, I just thought that was funny. I mean, there's like cancel culture is should be a thing for like David Dobrik situation, like Logan Paul situation. Like if it's a personal thing, like yeah, but like the Brittany Broski thing, like or a lot of people that I watch that don't speak on something or like
mm-hmm.
I disagree with like sending someone hate because they're not like
Yeah. Well, and like
it's
completely like when cancel culture first like popped up, it was like legit no one would watch them again. You know what I mean? Like they legit like weren't allowed on like completely shunned from the internet. And it's it- like I don't know, to me it's like people everyone grows and changes. You could have been a totally different like when people bring back videos from years and years ago like of course I'm different than you know like everybody's done shit that they're not happy with. Like literally when I was recording the podcast on my own, I'm like saying something. I'm like, I don't even fucking agree with this. Why am I saying it? Like my brain just goes off on things that I'm
yeah.
like, wait, what am I even talking about? Because I
But
don't even
also in front of a camera, like knowing it's going on the internet, you obviously are like you're talking, but then the back of your head, you're aware like this is going on the internet, so like you have
like
to be
how's it
cautious of
gonna
what you're
sound?
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a weird
Weird.
thing. But yeah, it's cancel culture, man.
It's tough.
I'm always scared. Not that like I'll ever get big enough for cancel culture, but just like it's such a scary thing.
Well, and I also think that like that is like part of what keeps people that probably are like super talented and super like would be huge on the internet like from doing that. Like I know like obviously not that I'm talented enough or like cool enough to get huge on the internet, but like part of why I don't ever post shit that I like want to or like why I'm so scared to do stuff like this is because I don't want my whole life drug up and put on the internet. I don't want everyone to be able to see everything and judge it. Like I don't want old
Yeah.
pictures of me to be just like posted as like a haha funny or like whatever, because like
Hmm.
that shit's like my life. That is my whole
Yeah.
life, my trauma, my like just like or just like shit that I'm not proud of, that I don't like to look at because it's not who I identify with anymore. Like that's
Yeah.
not me or whatever. And so it's like, or I'm not proud of that version of me or who like, and so it's like I just like don't want other people to like it's almost like the fear of there's like the fear of being seen and nobody liking it and like you getting like 2 likes or 1 listen or whatever, but then there's also the fear of it like blowing up and then people judging the shit out of you and then like you
Yeah.
have to like deal with that, which is like terrifying.
Yeah, no, that's so real because like my Buenos Aires video is like one of my most viewed video on my channel,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked about visas in that video, which like I usually don't get into like usually my stuff is mainly travel related, like with the country I'm in or something,
Mm-hmm.
like a city I'll show, and then I'll talk about random stuff. But I was talking about a visa, and that video has like thousands of comments, whatever, but a lot of the comments are saying like they're calling me like a privileged, like white American guy who has no concept of. But all I was saying, like in general, the concept of visas are like, I was saying how we're born into a border and you have no
Mm-hmm.
control of the border you're born into, and a lot of people don't have the accessibility to travel the world. And I said
Yeah.
like I'm grateful I have an American passport, but I applied for a passport and I got denied 3 times, and it's $60 to apply
Yeah.
each time. So I was saying like visas in general, like just because I'm born in the United States, which I have no control of, like a lot of people that are born in the Middle East or Africa, like they don't have strong passports, so like they can't travel and have
Mm-hmm.
accessibility. So I was saying that in the video, and all of them were like, "You don't understand." So like I was like, okay, maybe I don't wish that video got a lot of views because that was the one
Yeah.
video of visas, and it was like I got a lot of hate on it, even though that wasn't even what I was saying. But
Yeah.
that's the way everyone took it. And so, yeah, like,
But also like, and I hate that like they act like you again, like you should know everything before you post a fucking video. Like everyone, like nobody can know everything. Like you don't know other countries like struggles because what are you gonna do? Sit there, look up like what other people's visas process is like, and
uh,
like what you looked up on the internet would even because what you look up on the internet, if you looked that up, would probably be just like legal jargon or shit from their government about how to apply for a visa, where it's like you're not even gonna know unless somebody from that country like just says in terms that are easy to understand, like, oh, this is why it's so hard for us to get a visa here or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't know what you don't know until, and that is like
like
an
we're all human beings just trying to freaking exist.
yeah.
Like,
And
and it's
you
all
only
about,
know what you're like born into.
yeah,
Like that bubble is so
exactly.
hard to like break. And you are somebody that has traveled so much and has like seen so much of other countries and how hard it is to do certain things there, or like whatever. And so it's like your view is probably even broader than a lot of people's would be, and to like still give you a hard time, even though you were complaining about visas overall, even though you don't know what other countries like, you were just complaining about your own process, but you were complaining about, because I watched that video. You were complaining about like, yeah, like visas in general, like that yours obviously was hard to get, but that you weren't like saying it wasn't hard to get one anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like it's just like,
I was trying to say overall, like in general, visa
yeah.
is like a frustrating concept. I get why they're there for certain places, but I have no control of what countries I can go to like without a visa just because of the government and border I was born into. That was
Mm-hmm.
like the main message. And yeah, it's just like such a the internet is so freaking scary because like there's so many opinions and stuff, and if you not even slip up, but if you say if you deliver it a certain way, it's like I
Yeah.
don't know. It's but I think like you were saying, like you do need a boundary of what you post on the internet and like what you have for like your own personal life. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have everything on the internet, I don't think. I think that's like
Yeah.
an unhealthy, like it's good to be open with your friends and stuff, but being fully open and vulnerable on the internet, I feel like I mean I just wouldn't never do that.
But it's like, that's where like cancel culture is like toxic, because I feel like it only applies to certain people too, because why can't I think of like Theo Vaughn or whatever, like he said the N word, he's like says the R word, he said, he says like awful shit all the time, but and like has, whatever, but it's it doesn't apply to him because people love him for that. You know what I mean? Like that's what he's famous for. And it's not like it's unfair. It's just that like I feel like that is what being a human is like making mistakes and saying things that maybe other people don't agree with and like but you still have your niche of people that are going to like you and support you no matter what. And so it's like that's how it should be. Like we should be able to share because like the internet obviously has been like contributing to capitalism and like the like bad stuff too, but like I do think ultimately it is like the way we connect with each other now and it's important to have that, but it's like really important to like be yourself and be like fully a human that
Yeah.
makes mistakes and stuff so that other people
Exactly.
it is relatable. Obviously like making mistakes is like extremely
Yeah.
relatable. We all do it. So
Yeah.
it's like that's where like
Like
cancel culture annoys me because it's like if we're not gonna give each other a little bit of grace for slipping up or not knowing something,
yeah.
it's like then what the fuck are we doing?
Like it's all of our first time experiencing the human experience for the first
Yeah.
time. So let's chill on
Yeah.
each other and like
Let's like
let's
give each other a break.
yeah. I think you sent me that thing too, or you showed me something that was like sometimes you have to realize your mom is also like a human
Yeah.
experiencing human experience like on top of being your mom. So like it's so true. Like every single person is just this is their first time on planet Earth trying to
Mhm.
figure their shit out,
Which is so wild
trying their
to think.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what role or what status they have, like this is their
Yeah.
first time.
Like nobody actually knows, you know, like people do like know more than you or whatever, but like nobody is like, nobody's done this twice. This isn't anybody's like for sure second time doing this
All
shit.
of our
They
first
already know
rodeo.
it. Like
Yeah.
they're all doing it for the, like we're all literally just in this together doing it for the first time. Like,
And we fart out of our buttholes on this planet too.
yeah,
Like how crazy is that?
dude, it's wild.
All the planets
Like,
we're born on, we fart out of our buttholes, you
and
know?
it's so funny and it reeks and it's disgusting.
It's hilarious.
Terrible.
People that don't laugh at farts are red flags. Like I do not want them in my life.
Dude, and it's so funny because I'll be laughing and then it stinks and I'm mad. Like I'm like, you know what? That was
Well,
funny, but
no,
like, fuck you. That shit's gross
if
now.
it's my fart and it smells, yeah, hilarious. But it, like Drake Ogdenbaugh,
That
fart,
I'm only talking about Drake.
yeah, because his will like make put me in a bad mood. Like they will literally
Yeah,
ruin my.
it his will
There's a
like
fog
he'll
to
be
him.
silly goofy, lift his leg, and I'm like tee hee hee. Then it fucking hits me, and I'm like literally no.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
need to. You're sitting outside for the rest of the night. Do
yeah,
not fucking walk that butt back in here. I
yeah.
swear to God.
That is a ripe cannon. That's unreal.
All right, can't for
Yeah,
real. It's
yeah.
nauseating.
Got some. Yeah, it really is.
He's got a the thing works.
Yeah, it works.
It
That
works.
thing's doing overtime.
Yeah.
Too much.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
or like
I'm
I'll eat
I'm
something
doing
that
way
I
too
like
much.
and then just like immediately get the runs and have to like that's so silly goofy. Like that really like we said when I shit my pants for the first time, like for the first and last and only time.
Yeah, we're manifesting no more pooping pants.
No more ever shitting my pants.
30, our 30s are no shitting in the
No
pants.
shitting in the pants.
Please.
25 and
For
up,
the
no
love of
shitting in the
God.
pants, please, because I can't do that.
Yeah.
But when I did that, I really felt like a human for like it really brought me to like some sort of
It's
core
a
like
humbling, it brings you back to earth. It's so
yeah.
humbling.
I
Yeah.
literally was like, oh, like I'm no better than a monkey in the zoo. I just
Yeah.
shit my
You
goddamn
just gotta
pants.
like sit with yourself and then you make eye contact with yourself for the first time in the mirror and you're like, whoa, like I am a human being. I just shit my pants.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
am a human being that just like sneezed too hard and a little like a little I farted too hard, had a little too much confidence in that
Yeah.
and and a real human experience
So
came
real.
crashing down.
Yeah. Dude, it's fear number 4 for me now. It's a real phobia.
Fear
Shitting
number
your
4.
pants as an adult.
It's bad.
Especially mine was in the car too, so like I had to drive 20 minutes with it. So imagine just like no radio, 10 and 2, just like
Wait, you
not even
didn't
like
even put music on?
honey, I was like crying. I was having a full many B. This is my first shitting my pants experience as an adult. So like I literally was just and it was like late at night too, so it's dark, and I was just 10 and 2, just like wow, like that just happened. Like that
White knuckling the
really,
steering wheel like
yeah. And then I lived on the second floor at the time. So I'm in shorts, right? I'm in like
Shorts is
briefs.
bad. That's rough.
Yeah, in shorts. And it's like,
Boxers or briefs?
wait, what are the tighter ones? Well, I don't even know that.
Briefs.
Briefs. Okay, so I had briefs. So like there was some tightness at the bottom to like
That's
hold it,
good.
but it wasn't like a solid, firm one. It was a chart, you know? It was IBs. It was IBS. Like I don't even have that, but it was like my
Mm.
bowel system. I had a sharping pain in my stomach. I thought I was dying. And I was like, I literally was clenching so hard. I was like, okay, I can make it to the toilet, but I was like, whoa, like this is bad. Like this is painful. It hurts. I have to shit so bad. It's like I have a stabbing pain in my stomach. And then I literally parked and it just fully went out, you know? So I was going to work and then I was like, okay, I'm coming back. So I drive back 20 minutes. I'm on the second floor in shorts. So I have to walk upstairs, no elevator, a full flight of stairs with poo poo in my pants, like not solid. And my cousin was home. I was crying. I walked by her, crying my eyes out, like holding my shorts up and just get in the shower. And I don't think I made eye contact with myself for literally a solid like 3 months because I was just like, it's so humbling though. You're like
No, it is. Well,
humbled
and
by
like
it.
the not even like when it's bad enough that it's not even like a silly haha, but like you're crying is so like that's real. That is,
It's real human emotion right
yeah,
there.
that is raw human emotion because
It
that is something
really
that
is.
unless you've gone through it, you don't know what it's like. So
Yeah.
don't ever give
You
anybody shit
don't know what
about
it's
pooping
like.
their pants unless you've done it because
Yeah.
it is not,
If you poop your pants and don't cry, you've never experienced a human
yeah.
experience.
No,
That's
because when
true.
because when I did it and I was in pajama pants with no underwear, loose pajama pants with no underwear,
Fun. Sugar.
and then I pulled my pants down and looked in the mirror to check, and then like it fell out, and so there was stuff on the floor that I didn't even notice until I was sitting on the toilet, and I was like
Stop.
I have to clean my own doo-doo off the fucking
Yeah.
ground. Like I am,
Yeah.
it's like taking care of your own toddler, but the toddler's you. And you're just like, God, this fucking bitch, put a
Yeah.
diaper on or something because what
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah, and we're young too. Like this should not be happening, you
I
know?
know. I
We should have
know.
full control of our buttholes, but sometimes it just gets the best of you.
Nature takes over sometimes.
It really does. God damn it, nature. You really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Pooping your pants is truly a life-changing
Yeah.
event.
It did. I think it may have spurred like my spiritual journey. Like I don't think I felt like a human being until then. I literally was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, yeah.
It's like a DMT trip,
I'm
honestly.
really at the mercy of like the skin suit because
Yeah.
she has a mind of her own. I
Yeah.
literally thought I could just,
It's just you and Mother Nature in that moment, and
yep.
it's really a bonding moment for you both.
Yeah. Yikes. Yuck.
Yikes is right.
Oof.
Good way to end the pod though, just talking
Yeah,
about
I think that that's a good way to end it. So,
yeah. We'll start off the next pod with poopy pants stories
poopy
too.
pants story. Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to
Well,
hear
I
about
only
it.
have one, I
We'll
think.
have to have Eni on to tell hers.
Yeah, she's got a good one. Our friend
That
Amy's
one,
got
I was like wheezing, laughing so bad
yeah.
when she told it the first time. I'm not gonna spoil it for her. That'll be her
Yeah, no
episode.
spoilers. Yeah.
No
No,
spoilers.
I
You'll
was
hear
also
about
gonna spoil it.
Enie's shitty
I
pants.
was dying laughing though the first time when you told me yours because I think
Because I
you
said it in
texted me
real
that.
time. I was texting
Yeah.
on the toilet like I like see a turd in the corner of the room.
And I was literally crying laughing.
God.
Uh, but at least like we own up to it, you know, we're not ashamed of it. We're not proud of it, but you know, we're
Yeah.
maybe I'm a little proud. I'm
I'm
proud
a
I got
little
it out of the
proud
way. Yeah.
because
Get
now
it
I'm
out
a
of the
part of the
system.
group that knows what it's like, to
Yeah,
be
and like you
that
said,
human.
yeah, like you said, it's a spiritual journey. So I feel like,
Mhm.
it started everything. So yeah.
Yeah. So
I
so
started
if
my
you're
life.
looking for like a way to mix it up, shit your
Yeah, just poop,
pants.
shit your pants, especially in the car. Live on the second floor and
I don't
shit.
think I could do that. I don't think I would make it through that.
Yeah. And if you don't have a mini B, then get a therapist
Yeah,
because
because if you
blood
can shit your
sugar,
pants and not have a mental
yeah,
breakdown, then that's
red
mm,
flag.
red flag
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah. This is a fun little chit chat though.
This was fun. It
Yeah.
was, yeah, I'll let you know when it's,
Yeah. I'll get my Instagram back and I'll post it if you want.
yeah.
Or no?
Listen to me and Avery talk about shitting our pants on
Yeah,
this podcast.
I was gonna.
Life and pooping our pants.
Yeah, simply that. That's what this should be.
Simply.
This episode should be called "Life and Poopy Pants."
That is what it's gonna get called. So,
Chit chatting about life and poopy pants. That
ugh,
would be
the importance of pooping your pants.
yeah,
So,
and how it changed my life. Not clickbait.
not clickbait. How shitting
Not
my
gone
pants
wrong.
changed my life.
Changed my life. How shitty my pants changed my life in my 20s,
How
and why you
shitting my
should do it
pants gave
too.
me a perspective on being a human being. Like
How
make it
shitty my
like
pants
so serious, not even like a joke, like not clickbait, like how shitting my pants like changed my worldview and gave me a new perspective
that
on
ass started my spiritual journey. It's too silly.
Okay,
Uh,
well, I don't know how these end, so I'm just gonna like say
do you have to
bye.
hang up to end it, or do you just stop recording?
I can stop recording.
Okay,
Genius.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, anyways, bye podcast. Love you.
My podcasters. I look so
Yeah.
pale. Holy frick.
Same, hun, it's been bad. But anyways.
Hello.